Kumba right side. Gonna cut it inside. Looks now for the end zone.
I mean, you're better off just rolling it down the field, the 40-yard line, than kicking a line drive to number 15.
Salcido in motion. Snap taken, heaving. Gonna throw down the seam. He's got Coleman in the end zone. Touchdown, Londonderry. Look out. Off to the races. Matt Morrison. Blitz up the middle. This one intercepted. Picked off at the flat. It's Lynch on the road, down by a point. Capetta calls his own number, takes the plunge, and ends up in the end zone. Four-man rush. Throws across the body, looking for Peters. He's got him on the run. The holder is Savati. It's clean. The kick is up. Good. And good.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 12th edition of the Dartmouth Elk Children's New Hampshire.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome here to Manchester. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals with you, getting set for the 2024 CHaD East-West High School Football All-Star Game, powered by the Bedford Ambulatory Surgical Centers, right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. This has become quite the gem of the off-season, a great way to kind of kick off the unofficial start to the football season by honoring the graduated seniors in 40 of the game's best statewide, regardless of division. Team East and Team West clashing for the 12th time since this game began back in 2012. The West has had the better of the all-time series at this point, 8-3, and they have won 3 in a row. But as we know, every year you can throw out the records. These two coaches are well known for various reasons. Coach Jones of Team East, the longtime Milford head man, he just announced his retirement following the 2023 season, and his son is playing in this game. On the other side, former UNH lineman Eric Kumba. He's turned Dover into a program over the last several years. So stars on both sides, Steve, in these kind of games, hard to predict.
Yeah, Nick, we can pretend everybody's not serious, but when it gets game time, they get real serious. And one of the things that's really interesting about this event, or just, you know, it's just why it has so many people surrounding and supporting, is because these players go out and the people around the players go out and raise a ton of money for an incredible cause, children's diseases, and it just impacts families. And we'll talk about that more as we go along. As far as the game is concerned, as you know, always fascinated with the quarterbacks and that are going to be in this game. For Team East, it's going to be Aiden Thomas. We saw a lot of him with Portsmouth. We got and did a good job. Got injured there for a while, but obviously an up-and-coming quarterback that really improved throughout his tenure at Portsmouth. Ryder Albin, explosive, can do all kinds of things at any time. Team East is in good hands, as is Team West, Nick, with Danny Black from Bedford. We saw him starting sophomore quarterback, just an incredible guy. Of course, Michael McDonough, we saw a lot of him as well. Those two will be switching off, I'm sure, in that game. So we've got 4 quarterbacks that can sling it, can run it, and have great cerebral presence on the field. Looking forward to that. When you look down this list, it's just an incredible lineup, and it really speaks to, all divisions are represented here, and it really speaks very strong in Division I, which we saw a lot of those players a lot. Really something here that's good to see, and it explains why there was so much parity in the league in the 2023 season.
This game, as you mentioned, touched on it, Steve, the importance away from the field. It's a big fundraiser. In fact, over $2 million over the past 12 years has been raised, and the individual players compete as well. The latest tally there, well, it was pretty close between Londonderry and Kennett. Andreas Taliadoris of Londonderry, the lead fundraiser, at over $7,000 brought in. Tyler Walcott of Kennett right behind him. So kudos to these players. The mission
the education that comes along with it, and, of course, the big mission is to help out the children at the hospital at Dartmouth.
Well, you think about what this buys. Health insurance is one thing, but it has a lot of holes in the experience that's needed when you have a child that requires these kind of services that it really, this thing supports gas cards to get back and forth, money that comes out of a budget of a family, hotel stays, food, and so many other things to list. There's too many, but imagine all of these support services going into supporting these families, being able to stay with their children at night, and that's all part of the healing process and making the experience, although terrible as that experience usually is, it makes it a lot better and creates an environment for the children to feel comfortable and heal, and families to give of themselves. So this is an incredible organization, and Dartmouth Hitchcock Hospital uses this very diligently, if you will, and efficiently to improve and add value to the experience that people face.
As we mentioned earlier, Harris Jones playing in this game, the Milford senior. He was a patient at the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth when he was a toddler. Had to have surgery on his leg and obviously turned out okay with the career he had at Milford.
Absolutely. And other coaches as well who've been touched by that experience, has really made a difference to them. And it's interesting, they're always present here giving of themselves, trying to give back and help people in the future as well.
75 degrees.
Oh, boy.
And a partially cloudy sky, little bit of wind.
Perfect.
All in all, perfect June football weather here at Grapponi Stadium in Manchester. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals, the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family, and a few thousand others that continue to file in here, Steve, seeking shelter in the shade under the press box here in the near side concourse. We'll have folks lined up, I'm sure, at some point behind the end zones perhaps as well, but they've come from all corners of the state to salute these 80 players as they play their final high school football game.
It's got to imagine how that must feel. These players know that they can get together, play one more game together. And boy, last year was the first Friday night that we had. It was a huge success. Previous to that, it was Saturday. And boy, we were at those, a couple of those as well. Been here, I think this is our 4th or 5th year doing this. And some of the heat on those Saturday afternoon games was incredible up here in the press box. I can only imagine what it was for the players expending themselves down in the field. But the Friday night seemed to really work well last year. It's a little cooler tonight, about halftime, main time game is 66, 67 degrees with a little breeze. It's going to be a fantastic event for sure.
Well, the teams jogging onto the field now in front of this growing crowd. We will have a color guard present the flag. We'll have the national anthem. We'll have the coin toss. And then we'll have the kickoff at the top of the hour. Of course, this one is played like an NCAA game.
Yep.
4 15-minute quarters. A lot of these players will go on to continue their careers at the NCAA level, so
doesn't
a little
hurt.
bit of a preview, perhaps, of what's to come for those players.
Yeah, the other thing is that 15 minutes allows, all these players are worthy. These are all-stars, every one of these guys, and have shown not just great playing ability, but great character and leadership on their teams, and that's why they're here today. But those, you get 4 15 minutes. That basically adds essentially another quarter when you add that up to a high school schedule, and that's going to allow more of these young men the opportunity to get in and show their stuff and help their team.
Well, we've got 3 camera operators on the scene here tonight at Grapponi Stadium. John Barron down there on the field, where he's grown accustomed to being. Of course, Matt Beals on the other sideline, Kristen Beals up here with us. All right, Steve, what do we look for? How do you break down a game that's hard to predict in the least? You can make a case for both teams, but I'm interested to hear what you think it comes down to in the end.
Well, before we get to individual player personnel, remember, this is I think it's a 2 or 3 week, I think it's 2 weeks of practices that they have set of rules of what the defense is going to expect, because it's not like it's a team. They're trying to gel this thing and put together a group of plays that the offense can execute in a couple weeks, and the defense isn't going to have a full gamut of 80, 90 plays they're going to face. And it's worked out fantastic, Nick. So really what this boils down to is the execution of those plays, how well they execute, and to play mistake-free football is always important, but it's at a premium in a game like this. How well did the coaches, how well did they do get these players accustomed to what is going to be expected of each of them? So one mistake we see in this game can change the flow very quickly. I'm amazed every single year of how well these guys buy in and how quickly they get ready for this game. I think quarterbacks are huge in this game. And I think, interestingly enough, on defense is defensive pressure and containment. That's something on the defensive side that the team that was able to apply the most pressure, get to the quarterback, take away his timing, get him off kilter, and contain that run, long runs by the quarterback, to me, is a good start to winning the ball game. And what's interesting is the fever pitch at which these guys played. The hitting last year we saw, and pretty much every year, but I really felt last year the hitting really ramped up, and there was a lot left out in the field.
It showed. The final score was 13-10. Despite 2 overtime periods, the West prevailed for their 3rd straight win. The MVP award, the Bo Dixon MVP award, went to Toby Brown from Team West, who really didn't miss a play on either side of the line of scrimmage.
Incredible.
So congratulations there to him.
You know, Nick, what happens sometimes is we see a player that leaves high school last season in the early fall, and young men grow at different points. They hit spurts. They hit manhood at different times. And I just think that Toby Brown was a tremendous player in his senior year in the fall. But you could see the development of that young man. He was ready for college football. And he just was kind of like a man of it was nobody could stop him. He was just unstoppable. So I'm kind of looking to see who emerges. Usually by the end of the first quarter, you see somebody that's come motivated to play and someone that really never left the weight room and never left the conditioning program. I'm waiting to see who inspires us there.
Coaches making their way to their sidelines. As we mentioned, Keith Jones, formerly of Milford, now the head coach of Team West. It'll be his 3rd time in this seat, including, he kicked it all off back in 2012 in the inaugural game with a win. On the other side, Eric Kumba of Dover, and kind of a who's who in terms of the list of assistant coaches on both sides as well.
Yeah, let's talk about Keith for a minute. Just a tremendous coach for a lot of years. Built a program in Milford that just kept on funneling in players, at large amounts of players, and had a competitive level that was just terrific. And Keith's got remember we've interviewed him on our program Thursday night. I'll never forget that interview. He is just so animated, and he's just a guy that just makes you feel good around him, and he's a character. He's got a lot of personality, and you can see day in and day out in Division II, Keith was able to always put together a competitive team. You come in, even if you've got a perceived advantage, you go into Milford, you better play your best ball because his team's going to be highly motivated and very physical. Really enjoyed watching him coach throughout the years. Eric Kumba, Nick, we've seen in a lot of good games, and he's really an offensive-minded guy, and he had himself a quarterback in Auburn this year that he was able to make some serious noise. Dover's program seemed to be pretty strong last year, and I don't expect any less as we move. Great that he was able to take the helm here. Be kind of interested to see how the play selection that he has and how he's going to coach his quarterback that he had throughout the year.
Well, some good stuff going on down on the sidelines here pregame. It's always done right.
Yep.
With some of the patients at the Children's Hospital. Getting an up-close and personal view of some of these giant high school players down there on the field.
It's amazing. You look at high school athletes today, and people are still getting larger. I mean, when you look at the condition these guys in, but the height that these guys have, walking amongst them, it's just amazing. And I was able to walk amongst some Bedford football players during the year, and it was just. I remember you when you were this high, and the conditioning that programs that teams have such an impact. You look at the Londonderrys, the Pinkertons, Exeter's, the Dovers, and the Bedfords, obviously, as well as so many other teams, really have a great conditioning program that we were able to see in Division I, Division II alike. One thing I was just going to add, found out that Coach Trisciani, who we thought was going to be coaching at Hollis Brookline, actually is going to be coaching the Pelham Pythons this year, and just found out that the new AD there is a guy we know very, very well. Jason Huff is taking over the position there with AD. So spoke with John this afternoon. Maybe we get an opportunity to speak with a little bit if he gets upstairs here during halftime. But he's pretty elated about what he's got before him, and pretty excited to continue to build the Python program. I don't know of many other coaching changes right now, but I'm sure we'll find out now in the next ensuing weeks.
Yeah, Coach Trish is down there on the sideline. He's a part of that staff under Coach Jones for Team West.
Yep.
And, of course, he's going to inherit a 41-game win streak when he takes over in Week 1 as the new coach of the Pelham Pythons.
Lost 11 seniors, and that's a tough blow to a Division I program, never mind a Division II. But I guess the numbers are up there, look pretty solid, and I'm sure he's going to be implementing his offenses and defenses, and we'll see how they compete. Division II is really going to be fun to watch this year as Trinity has moved up. So now you got Trinity, you got Sauhegan, you've got the Pythons, you've got Plymouth, always a power, and then you've got other teams as well that are going to be good competitive programs. But we're going to have a lot of marquee games in Division II this year, and it's going to be interesting to see how that works itself out throughout the season. I think it's a good move that some of these teams have gone up and ready to compete.
Let's send it down field side. Nick Valis, the game's founder, set to speak here.
Including pediatric mental health access and child abuse prevention and other services. So on behalf of the doctors, nurses, and all the other child health professionals at Dartmouth Health Children's, I want to thank all of you in the audience tonight. Give yourselves a round of applause. And these guys in blue and those guys in red, they raised more than 15% above their target this year. They were real champions as fundraisers. And of course, every year I get a chance to thank my friend Nick Valis, who 12 years ago conceived of this game, and over those dozen years have helped us raise more than $3 million for kids in our region. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Dr. Loud. Now joining Nick and Keith on the field are the top fundraisers from each team. Representing Team East, Andreas Taliadoris from Londonderry, who raised more than $7,000, and Tyler Walcott from Kennett, who raised $6,232. And representing Team West, it's Connor McFarland from Manchester Memorial, who raised $5,622, and Harris Jones from Milford, who raised over $3,500. In total, our teams have raised an incredible $70,000 for the patients and families at Dartmouth Health Children's. Let's give these players and also the cheerleaders who participated a round of applause. Nick now has an exciting announcement for us all.
Still on? Okay, thank you. So, the combined effort of the parents, families, and friends of this game, the players, the corporate sponsorship, I'm proud to tell you today's event has raised $285,000. Thank you for coming and supporting such an incredible cause and life memories for the players that are participating today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Now presenting the colors for today's game is the Merrimack, New Hampshire Honor Guard. Now we ask all of you to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America. On hand to perform the national anthem for us is a distinguished gentleman who has 8 entries in the Guinness Book of World Records and well over 5,000 anthem performances to his credit. It is our pleasure and honor to present to you Mr. Al St. Louis of Tingsboro, Massachusetts.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Well, you know it's a big game in the Granite State when Al St. Louis is singing the national anthem. A Guinness Book of World Record owner, setting the tone for what should be another chapter in this classic. East and West in the 2024 CHaD East-West High School Football All-Star Game here in Manchester. Nick and Astis, Steve Beals, the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire crew on hand. We're just about at capacity here in the stands. And the players now getting set to send the captains out to midfield. Again, some keys here, Steve, things to watch for those just joining us at the top of the hour.
Well, first key, I'd like to, on behalf of Friday Night Lights, just kind of recognize Nick Bayless for this game wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for Nick.
Absolutely.
I've known Nick for decades, and he's a guy who's dedicated to football and dedicated to his community. And what you look at here, and we talk about it every year, the work and effort that he's put in and developed this game to do so much good. It's just a terrific event, and we honor him today for giving of himself.
And we'll speak with him at halftime.
Oh yeah, yes, we're certainly hoping. As far as keys of the game, Nick, again, limited amount of plays. It's going to be execution, like we talked about before. Don't make stupid mistakes. Don't take chances. Remember, the last year's game was 13-7, if I'm not mistaken. Correct?
13-10.
13-10, even closer than that. By no means a high-scoring game, and a lot of that was because the game was played tight. There wasn't a bunch of chances taken, and both teams, had an opportunity right to the end. So high execution with a limited amount of plays. Quarterbacks have such power in football today because the decisions that they make on the field can impact like no other player. So that's going to be a key. I'm very interested to see the 4 quarterbacks that I believe will be playing most of the game perform today. And again, we talked about defense, Nick. maintaining outside containment, limited amount of plays. If you're going to get beat, you want to get beat inside, in the inside running game or inside short passes. You want to be able to avoid those deep routes, cover well, and contain the run so that your linebackers, who are all superstar linebackers that are here today, get an opportunity to limit the offense with as far as yardage and to move the stick. So those are things, and obviously turnovers. Turnovers are part of that mistake-free football, as we talked about before, is going to be key.
All right, I believe Team West just won the toss and elected to receive. If that is indeed the case, looks like Coach Jones, in what could be his final game on the sideline, looking for the ball.
That's
early.
Hard to imagine,
It
isn't
really
it? That
is.
Keith Jones,
20 years.
I'm going to leave it open.
All right, ready to go. Team West in blue, Team East, white jerseys, red pants, red lettering, and the helmets, a mix and match of, well, whatever the player wants, basically. You see a number of different team logos on each player's helmet, and actually pretty cool to see up close.
It is. I was watching with my two sons. I was watching last year's game, our FNL broadcast of last year, and got a lot of close-ups of their helmets, and it's pretty creative, what these guys do. It's a nice way of them adding a little bit of their interest and a little bit about themselves and their personality on the helmet, Nick. So I've actually kind of welcomed it and kind of look forward to seeing. Hard to see them from up here, but watching the broadcast, we get a lot of close-ups. So
the speedy Emmanuel Poe of Portsmouth is back deep, along with Brady McGinnis of Dover. Both players with their toes on the 5-yard line, looking into a setting sun here in southern New Hampshire. The kicker for Team West. Team West is in white. I had it mixed. Team West in white, Team East in blue.
Yes.
So Team West is going to kick. Coach Kumba wants the ball, and this one is off the right foot of Davis Glodgett of Keene. It's fielded by Poe. It's a reverse. McGinnis looking for room. Sheds a man at the 20. He's up to the 30, 35, 40 before he's finally caught from behind at the 41-yard line. A good return there for the Green Wave senior. And now Team East will jot their offense onto the field, 1st and 10.
Well, it's on special teams, but if you look, you'll see the first containment is by number 15 out of BG, Roman Balistreri. What a terrific job making sure that he turned that run inside. He takes the inside position, allows him to cut outside on the run. He probably was gone for a touchdown. So good discipline right there, knowing what he needed to do.
We get our first look at Ryder Aubin. Standout senior season with Dover. Takes a high snap on the shotgun, hands to Wyndham's Tiger on, who goes nowhere. Hole is closed quickly. Jack Service of Trinity with the tackle.
Jack can do it all. Left-handed quarterback and a terrific inside defensive player. What a nice tackle there. Good read.
Seemed like one of your personal favorites from a year ago.
I really enjoyed Jack. As a left-hander myself, I really appreciate left-handers making an impact on the game.
The lefties got to stick together.
But Jack, it's really about what's in his head. He's just a smart quarterback, and I think Coach at Trinity did a great job, building him as a solid quarterback, and he played well.
High snap again. Aubin taps it to himself. He's got to make something out of nothing. Scrambles to his right, looking for the line of scrimmage. Goes up the sideline for a couple more before he spun out of bounds just shy of the 45-yard line. All in all, 4, maybe 5 there for the athletic Aubin, who bails out his team there.
Aubin's going back, 3rd down here, going back to Coach Kumba, looking for an option. I think Aubin did a great job there, choosing to go outside there. He did a nice little shoulder fake inside and was able to get back all of that lost yardage and another 5 or 6 yards. So somehow 3rd down seems a little bit more doable at this point.
They'll have to do it again against a 4-man front for Team West. Defense looking for a 3 and out. Aubin on 3rd and 5 in the gun, 3 receivers. Rolls left, throws off the back foot. This one nearly intercepted. Incomplete, a good read there for Team West, Ethan Sineska. Manchester Central represented well there. 4th down and 5, and it looks like the game's first punt is on the way, just over a minute gone by.
Yeah, good defense right there. A lot of inside containment, as I talked about. Keys, don't let these guys sneak outside because, everybody in a skilled position here has got a lot of speed. So, there's no lack of depth at any position, no matter how deep you go in this lineup. And a lot of these guys are quick on the feet, so you've got to keep them inside. Good job there by West.
Bouncing snap. Peyton Harmony of Pinkerton's punt is blocked. Looking to pick up and score is Alexander Jadinskis. He's going to settle for the team taking over at the 12-yard line. Jadinskis of Bedford, the 6'1 senior, makes a play on special teams, but a bad snap there for Team East.
Two bad snaps in the last 3, and actually the one that was caught was even high up there, and Auburn was able to pull it down. So got to get the snap situation under control there. But special teams mistake, Nick, we talk about it all the time. Special teams mistake are costly, and this certainly appears to be costly at this point with only 12 yards to go to pay dirt.
So Team West would dream starting field position in the red zone at Team East's 13-yard line. 1st down and 10. The handoff is to Jaden Bright. J.J. Bright, better known as the Souhegan standout. Not much running room there. 2 yards in the end. A couple of tacklers involved on the play for Team East, including the standout Ryan Catno to Pinkerton.
Yes. Boy, these names bring back. You hear these names, Nick, and they entertained us all so well. These young men, and
been a 3-year starter for Pinkerton.
Yes,
under Coach O'Reilly. Danny Black, the Bedford quarterback, 2 rings on his finger, takes the snap. It's a stretch run, jet sweep inside the 5, and down to the 4 goes Jeff Vidu Jr. of Hanover.
Jeffrey Vidu Jr., number 3.
Pretty good east-west run there, sets up 3rd down and goal from the 4-yard line.
Well, Danny Black on the handoff hasn't lost anything there. He's just so smart, such a good athlete, but cerebrally, he's a coach's dream. The way he plays the game, he really is the mission guy on the field, and he was tight and a nice turn inside. Who was that ran that ball from Hanover? You said?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was Vidu Jr.
Nice job cutting upfield. Saw the kick out block, cut inside nicely right off the inside hip, and was able to get down within scoring distance here. And they can get a 1st down, Nick, with another yard here. So
we have a timeout on the field. Can run. Not sure if Coach West or Team West.
Couldn't tell.
No, it was Team East. It was Coach Kumba who called for time, wants to get the defense set up.
Well, Coach Valis is not going to take any chances. Got 6 officials there, Nick. Actually, 7 officials out there on the field. So that just allows the coverage area and responsibilities to be more focused and minimized, which should turn itself into a very well officiated game. So great to see our striped guys out in the field and gals.
All of the veterans, led of course by referee Jeff Isabel. Well, what do you do here? Ball inside the 4-yard line on 3rd down.
I'd be aiming for the 1st down, Nick. If you get in the end zone, great, but you really want to make sure you get that 1st down.
3rd and 1. Looks like the marker is just outside or inside the 3-yard line. They're going to bring Black. No, not Black. In the gun on the run is Service of Trinity, and he's in for the touchdown.
Well blocked.
A pretty good cut by Service, who gets the call, takes the snap, and then goes into the end zone for a 4-yard touchdown to put Team West on the board first.
Already see a multi-quarterback approach on West, Nick. Going to mix it up a little bit and take their attributes. And I think anybody would agree that when you're looking for some power yardage from a quarterback, Jack Service has that kind of build and that kind of leg drive to get you the yardage you need. And he got all of what he needed for 1st down and then obviously more. So nice run and good blocking on the right side up front.
Davis Glodgett of Keene, who made his way back from an ACL injury mid-season.
I remember that.
And did not miss an extra point. He's not going to miss one here either. 7-0 West. They take advantage of the special teams, flip the short field, and on 3rd down they keep it with Trinity's Jack Service to make it 7-0.
Yeah, always wonder what Coach Patno's up to this year, getting his Keene Hawks ready to go there. That's always a joy going out there and doing a game. But be interested to see what he's got for team coming up, and seeing all these players just kind of brings you back to memories of last year. This is a good thing to get the blood going for the upcoming year as well, because
it really serves a number of purposes.
It does.
We say goodbye to these seniors, again, 40 on each roster.
Yep.
And as you just said, gets us kind of back in a football mood as we go deeper into the summer.
Yeah, and of course this event reaches far and wide through the New Hampshire, Vermont area as far as our children in this area and the families providing. It's just a win-win in all categories. We'll probably, when you look at $2 million, Nick, that's a lot of clams right there as far as helping young people. So
$285,000 raised by these youngsters this year.
Just this year alone. Fantastic.
Benefiting the children at the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. The kick, pretty good one from Glodgett. It's going to send McGinnis back into the end zone where a touchback will occur.
That's smart. Yep.
So Team East, their first drive did not go well. 3 and out. Bad snap on a punt. Hoping to get back on course here, trailing 7-0 with 2.5 gone.
And we talked about mistake-free football, Nick, and it's 7-0 because of mistake football. And that, there was a snap problem there that worked itself into a bad snap on a special team, which is always bad. Just a terrific play there by Grzinskis to. I thought he was just going to fall on it, but he said nothing doing. I'm going to bring it all the way down to the 4 or whatever it was. So we'll see what Team East can do here, which got Coach Coomber and Auburn have in the bag of tricks right now.
High snap for Auburn again. Looking for room on the right, tries to cut it back left, and that's going nowhere.
Well, we talked about another key to the game, Nick, the defensive lines. We talked that whatever defensive line was stronger seemed to have a significant impact to the game, and that's certainly playing out here in the first quarter now. Team East really struggling to get off of the line and to open up holes for the runners and give Auburn the time that he needs to either sling one or hold it and run it. But when you've got that kind of pressure coming in, it's awful difficult to get your feet under you.
2nd down and 14. Auburn puts McGinnis, his Dover teammate, in motion, hands him the football. Turns the corner, gets up to about the 18 before again he's tracked down and stopped just shy of the 20-yard line. They'll spot him at the 19. So 3rd down and 11. Pretty good pursuit there defensively for Team West.
Paul Tebow combining on the tackle.
There's Paul Tebow, the Trinity senior, credited with the stop there. So 3rd and 11 as Team East looks for their first down of the game.
Devon Ellis in the game as well. Trinity very well received here today for Team West.
4 receiver set, make it 5 with McGinnis checking in with his quarterback. Looks like a 4-man rush on the way for Team West as they look to force another 3 and out. Auburn, he's got a pocket.
Nice move.
He's going to go to his right. There's a flag on the play. 2 flags. His pass is tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 20, trying to stay inbounds up the sideline and bringing it to the end zone.
I think it's coming back.
The officials are going to say stepped out at the 11, make it the 12-yard line.
But I think it's coming back.
But again, there's 2 flags down, and they're thrown in the secondary.
We also have penalty flags on the field.
So Jeff Isabel about to check in with us for the first time.
We're going to see what happened here. If to me it looked like interference on the getting in the path of a receiver. We'll see what it is.
Well, they're talking amongst themselves. Against 7 officials, like you see in the NCAA, on the field here.
Okay, now the communication happens, but they're putting the ball down on where he stepped out of bounds. So looks to me like it might have been.
They're also picking up the flags.
Okay. I'm more confused
if it
than
stands, I believe that was Jake Benn of Bedford.
Yep.
Who came up with the interception. But the Team West defense is still on the field.
Pass interference. Defense. 15 yards from the previous spot results in a first down.
Okay, so they wipe out the interception. It's a pass interference call against the defense.
I saw it down below here. It looked like he got the defender, literally ran into the receiver right in his route as he was turning out. And obviously that's a no-can-do. And the officials were right on it. So there's a big break for East, Nick, as they're trying to struggle to get their feet under them now and get the ball moving. That's a big help there.
It's their first down of this first quarter. Auburn on a quarterback run is met at the edge and drilled. Yeah. Ball came out. Somebody's got it. It's Team West, and they're going into the end zone. It's Harris Jones, the coach's son, the Milford senior and the former patient at the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. Fittingly is going to run this one back into the end zone to make it 13-0.
That was quite a hit, Nick. That's if you want to look at hit, wrap, and drive. I mean, that's just a poster child for it right there. Great job getting in the athletic position, shoulders down, head up, and he had that lift motion as he came through hit, which jarred that ball loose. And Team West off to a terrific start with basically, call it kind of like 2 turnovers, really. The kick and this is just going to put them, if they're able to, yeah, it looks to me like they got it. So
Blodgett's kick up and in. He's 2 for 2. And it's the start that Team West and Coach Jones were hoping for.
Yeah,
14-0 with Steve just, 4.5 gone by here in this first quarter.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are coming up on defense. They're feeling very confident. They're winning. The defense is winning. The Team West defense is winning the line of scrimmage almost every single play. There's just nowhere to go. You know, you've got a good runner. You give Auburn some open space, and he is going to find he's going to do damage if you get him into the secondary. But as of right now, he can't even get to the line of scrimmage for most plays. Excuse me. And, you know, again, it's turnovers when you're in the other zone is bad enough. Turnovers in your own zone are really difficult to overcome.
Yeah, again, if you're just joining us, a bad snap on a punt.
Yep.
On 4th and long, led to short field position for Team West. A 3-play, 12-yard drive, capped off by a 4-yard touchdown from Jack Service. And then a moment ago, the defense, after having an interception overturned on a penalty, they come up with a fumble recovery. And it's Harris Jones who takes it the distance. 14-0 Team West. Another high kick. Got a reverse. Coming near side, looking for a seam, and trying to bounce it to the sideline is Team East's return man, Tayshawn Shepard of Somersworth, the 5'7" speedster. Makes his way in the end out past the 30 to the 31-yard line.
And once again, Roman Ballestieri, number 15 from West, contains that run, fights off the block, shuts down the hole, and allows his team members to come up from the inside and make the tackle to stop that run from going much longer. So a lot of fundamental special teams and defense going on here, Nick, and good to see.
Team East.
For Team West.
In a 2-touchdown hole early on from their own 32-yard line officially. Third series for Dover quarterback Ryder Aubin. Takes a low knee-high snap. He's under pressure. He throws over the middle. Oh! And then a big hit jars it loose. A monster hit applied there by Team West defensive back Ethan Sineska. Second time he's checked in here early. The Manchester Central senior
Angus
flexing
Moss.
his muscle. Angus Moss, the intended receiver, paid the price.
Paid a price. Tough young man, gets right up, comes off the field. Yeah, he's really frustrated right now.
On their 32-yard line.
That was quite a hit.
That brought the collective groan from this growing crowd here in Manchester.
And this West defense beginning to emotionally take over the game here right now.
2nd and 10, 4-man rush. Pocket collapses. Aubin's high pass is hauled in. A somersault upon the reception by his Dover teammate McGinnis. They're going to mark him just shy of that first down marker at the 41-yard line. So it looks like a 3rd and 1 on the way.
Let's give Aubin a lot of credit right there. That's a great job scrambling. What an athlete he is. That's a real hard athletic move to be going the other way, kind of like, you know, that was a special play there. I mean, that's hard to do, to throw it in the opposite direction as you're moving to the left.
We saw that throughout his career, making plays for the Green Wave. Meanwhile, timeout here
Timeout East
is going to be called by Coach Kumba for the 2nd time. With just over 5 minutes gone by at the start of this football game. His team trailing 14-0. Team West, as we highlighted at the top of the show, they've won 8 of the 11 CHaD East-West High School football all-star games, including the first one when Keith Jones himself was on the sideline for Team West. They've also won 3 in a row and are looking to make it 4 straight here this afternoon.
Yeah, well, this defense is just something else. I mean, very limited amount of plays that the West offense has even had to come on the field, Nick. It's all been in the East zone, and you know, whether it's special teams and defense, that the attitude that these guys have, and very, very disciplined football, not providing any opportunities for Auburn to do much at all. He's doing his best, but they've got to get him some time because this is a terrific player. If you can get him some space to either run or get some patterns open, this guy will find him. But so far, Team West, I would argue, is gaining strength as the game goes on.
Yeah, you've seen Zach Carter of Plymouth High School down there making plays, part of that 4-man front that has rotated fresh bodies here to start the game.
Yep.
And the pass rush, the pressure has been consistent.
No question.
This unit has forced 1 turnover and are looking for another here on 3rd down and 1. Coach Goomba's going to stack the backfield. 3 backs. Going to keep it with the quarterback, though, and in a sneak.
I like
up
it.
the middle.
Like the call.
Auburn is going to pick up the first down on what looks like a 5-yard, make it a 4-yard gain in the end.
Yeah, you get that. He's a strong player, a strong quarterback, like a Jack Service type.
All right, we're going to see a quarterback change here, at least for this play. As Auburn grabs a drink on the sideline.
Who was in?
And Aiden Thomas
Porches
is going to take over. Had the Clippers, of course, in the semifinals in Division I against Bedford. And did not play much in that game. Meanwhile, handoff to On. He's going to bounce it outside, and the Jaguar tailback
nice run
crosses midfield. And Team East goes into Team West territory for the first time after that 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, he's like a locomotive, Nick. He just keeps on chugging, and does. That's just a great move. He saw it was closed, made a nice turn, and turned upfield immediately. And this is what Team East is going to need to move the football, begin to force some coverage situations after successfully running the ball.
Nearing the midway point, this is the best East has looked with the football. They go back to On, and he's got the first down. Going to twist his way and bring the defender with him inside the 40-yard line, tackled by Dominic Tagliaferro of Bedford.
Yep.
On the ball carrier again.
Speaking of Bedford, well, they've made some plays already in this first quarter. The 2-time defending champions, again, predicted to have another good year as they look for a three-peat in Division I. But, of course, 5 of the Bulldogs who have been so instrumental for Coach Matthews over the last couple of years down on the field, including Tagliaferro.
But good programs keep feeding good players into it.
This is Ed DeGulio. Hard to bring down. The Timberlane Owl makes his way inside the 30 for a first down.
Very emotional player.
That's the longest pickup from scrimmage. A 12-yard gain there for DeGulio, who's played his fair share of big games over the years as well.
Yeah, they're getting some good push from the right side of the offensive line here, Nick. And my guess is you're going to, as they continue to approach the goal line here, Nick, you're going to probably see some subs come in on the defensive line because right now, it's a little bit of a mismatch going on right now. They've got, is it number 75 from East, doing an absolute Jennison from Dover, Jennison Henderson, and I'll tell you.
Low snap for Thomas, handoff to Gulio, second straight carry. This one between the tackles. Ridden down by Bright. Just shy of the 26-yard line, not much there. They'll give him a yard in the end. Kevin Sheridan, formerly of Bedford, with his first tackle.
And I'm going to go out on a limb here. I think Kevin Sheridan can very easily be argued probably one of the most impactful defense, if not the most impactful defensive player that I saw all year, Nick, across the board. And when it was really important in the semifinals and the finals this year, this guy really, really stepped up. To me, very easily could have won all kinds of awards, and nobody would have said anything if he did. He's just a terrific football player. Any college team would love to have him.
2nd and 9, play action throw. Thomas looking for the end zone. A jump ball that ends up on the turf, incomplete. Intended for Bryce Carberry of Dover, who went back to get it.
Yeah, very lucky there. That wasn't intercepted, Nick. That was a wounded duck that Thomas it didn't come off his hands right. And very fortunate that ball was not intercepted by the defensive back.
3rd and 9. 6 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Team West trying to keep Team East off the board and protect their 2-touchdown lead.
Very important early part of the game. They've got to execute, Nick. They've got to get some points on the board, whether it's 3 or 7, 3, 6, or 7. They've got to get some points on the board here. Otherwise, you give Team West the ball with already a 2-score lead. So this is kind of crunch time here for East, at least in the first half, to keep this thing close.
4-man front. DeGulio to the left, now to the right of Thomas. Long count, low snap. Going to tuck, going to run, looking to escape to his right. And he's planted at about the 27-yard line, well shy of the first down marker. It looks like 4th and 5 on the way.
Again, containment. Great job. Scrambles to an open area, wants to go outside, and, always contain when you're the outside contain man. That's exactly what he did. And Kevin Sheridan's just been doing it forever. And, he's so tall, long arm, extremely strong, extremely bright, and always makes the right path. He to me, that young man is college ready to play somewhere. And I haven't heard where he's going yet, but
4th and 8.
Can't say enough about that young man.
They're going to spread 5 receivers out. Put a man in motion. Thomas steps up, pumps, throws. It's incomplete. Tried to float one towards that far sideline. Carberry couldn't make his way in time. And it's a turnover on down. So Team West, another victory on the defensive side of the football. They lead 14-0 with just outside of 5 minutes to go in this opening quarter.
Yeah, Aiden had the whole left side wide open to run, Nick. All the defensive backs were deep. Linebackers were moved over to center to his right. Had an opportunity there I think, to get that first down. Chose to throw it into the sun. That sun, it looked pretty tough there looking back from this direction.
So we've only seen 3 snaps from Team West on offense.
Yeah, that's it. Talk about
a short 12-yard 3-play drive. They put them out in front after that miscue on the punt. And then the defense, of course, brought back a fumble to the house. So it's their second drive on offense. We got a flag on the play. This is Mike McDonough of BG, who's going to scramble his way upfield for a 2-yard gain. But again, a flag was thrown shortly after the snap along the line of scrimmage.
Like Danny Black, another impact player, racked up unbelievable passing yardage in his senior year for Bishop Girton. Very, very technically sound quarterback who's smart, makes the right decisions. So whether you go Danny Black or McDonough, you've got a good
and both have earned
have absolutely earned it.
Playing time here tonight.
Yep. Fun to watch.
McDonough led Division I in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and of course Danny Black is a 2-time state champion with Bedford.
Yep.
All right, it looks like we're going to redo first down.
Field shift, offense.
And
5 yards from the previous spot, first down.
Okay.
It's a 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15.
And we're seeing what a 15-minute quarter is right now. It's still 5:06 left, rather than count down inside of 2 minutes here. It doesn't. You do that 4 quarters, that really, really lengthens the game. A lot more players opportunities. Gives players a lot of coaches a lot of opportunity to put the players in.
Clock resumes. McDonough goes under center, puts Bright in motion, hands in the football. And the speedster out of Souhegan is back to the original line of scrimmage and out across the 29-yard line before he's tackled inbounds. Bright, the recipient of the Ukeka Player of the Year Award. Of course, he's had Souhegan on that short list of contenders under Coach Robin Boquette for a couple of years. Speaking of Coach Boquette, he's on the sidelines here again today as an assistant for Team West.
Yeah, let's not forget number 27, Seth Doyon. The damage that guy did to the opposition during the year, holding down that corner for Londonderry.
Yeah, he made the tackle
He
there.
made the tackle, chased him right down.
Along the sideline on second down, throw and catch.
Nice run.
Out across the 35, a couple of yards shy after the reception. You mentioned him earlier, Devon Ellis.
Devon Ellis, yeah.
One of Trinity High School's best all-around athletes, a three-sport star. He's got rings from championships in both football and basketball.
Yeah, I saw him in the Pinkerton semifinal game when it was incredible to watch. Pinkerton was victorious in that game, but the leadership that young man showed in that basketball court, keeping that thing close right to the end, and just keeping the other players motivated, disciplined. Any college would be happy to have a guy like Devon Ellis coming into their system. The yards after the catch there just shows how strong that young man is.
3rd down and 1. And now Coach Kumba is going to use his third and final timeout of this first half. Something did not sit well defensively. Well, that's another thing that folks should watch for is the communication. There's a lot to try to jam in only 2 weeks to do it.
Yeah.
As we talked about at the top, not a whole lot of practice time, and sometimes those communication miscues can lead to early timeouts.
Yeah. In this situation, this game is heavily weighted on snaps, let's face it, that big hit that shook loose that fumble is a big part of the game. Just defensive, we talked about that as a key to the game. When you have a game like this with limited plays, the defense can really focus in on for lack of a word, less plays, and the keys that they read don't have as much deception built in it because the offensive playbook. So if you've got a smart defender that really studies it, and you got good coaching on those 2 weeks on the defensive side, you can have a big impact on a game, and we're just seeing that here today so far. But a lot of East can turn it around. All of a sudden they can just get their legs under them, and
third
things
and one.
change.
They're going to run out of the gun with Service, who breaks the initial tackle attempt.
I think
this one is close.
I think he got it.
Keeping the football
first down.
11, Kyle Ashley.
I like that. Jack Service, heavy, rugged guy who can lower his shoulder right from the gun position, and you got some short yardage situation. They're bringing him in. So
he scored earlier on a 4-yard touchdown.
Yeah, play to your team's strength, or your player's strength.
For the Big Red.
So 1st down and 10.
Nice crowd here.
Yeah, we said it earlier. Basically at capacity earlier. We're now at capacity, maybe over capacity, as some folks looking to find a little bit of space around the field itself. Inside of 3 minutes to go, first quarter. McDonough on the rollout, throws off the back foot, and there's Cade Cloutier. The standout at Milford makes a play for his former head coach, gets to the East's 40-yard line. A fresh set of downs coming as the offense starting to look better and better on this drive here for Team West.
Yeah, any athlete on it that's looking to play college ball or even high school ball for that matter, Nick, obviously there's a full expectation they can roll out to the strong side. One of the things I look for in a quarterback is how good are they on their weak side, and McDonough is lethal on both sides. He can roll out to a strong side or his weak side. He's so coordinated, and his footwork is just outstanding. And he hid the ball extremely well there.
This will be a handoff on 1st and 10, but nowhere to go.
I think Mike would like to have that ball back and kept it because he had a great lane to continue to run. So he put it in the breadbasket, and immediately you could see regretted not keeping it on that play.
It was Steve Rosario who had a standout career for Nashua North. Gets a yard out of it in the end. Stopped by Aiden Taliadoros of Londonderry, our top fundraiser. And now 2nd down and 9. McDonough's going to spread them out again. Ellis at the top of your screen. McDonough puts a man in motion. That's Carl Taylor Jr. of Manchester West. Steps up, throws deep. It's down the seam, intended for Ellis and incomplete just shy of the goal line.
Yeah, that
pretty
was
well covered.
Very well
Seth
covered.
Doyon of Londonderry was with him step for step.
If I was going to pick a couple of defensive backs to start me off in the season, Seth Doyon for me would be one of those backs. Generally on the right side, looking at the ball from the offensive side. This guy is really special. I never saw any runner outrun him around the corner, and his low tackling ability was incredible. He's always in the right place at the right time, and he's got the X factor. I think Coach Lozon would agree. This young man has the X factor that you look at a football player, comes up with big plays at big times.
3rd and 9.
Loved watching him play.
Inside of 2 minutes, first quarter. West looking to keep this drive going, and McDonough threads the needle. That's a catch and a first down. Along the sideline, Connor Lennon, his teammate with the Cardinals. Chemistry and timing on display there to keep this thing moving.
They were quite a pair throughout the year. Racked up a bunch of yardage, but a quarterback has to know what he's got for velocity.
So they're going to bring it back.
They're going to bring it back. What's going on there?
I did not see the flag, but
I think Coach Coomber's pretty upset about that.
Well, Coach Coomber will take it.
I don't mean Coach Coomber. I mean
Coach Jones.
Coach Jones, yeah.
Or they're ruling it incomplete. So no penalty, but incomplete.
Yep.
And now a 4th and 9 conversion attempt.
Nice throw by McDonough, just as well, though.
Coach Jones wants to go for it.
Just the same.
McDonough over the middle, incomplete. Had to keep it low. Good coverage there.
Yep.
As Cole McLaughlin.
Yep. Another name.
Portsmouth.
Yep.
Another one of our favorites here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
Well, that Portsmouth team was special this year, Nick. They were so, Portsmouth. When we go in there, what a place to go do a game there. They welcome you with a red carpet, and those fans at that stadium are just really in to their Clipper football, and those kids this year just really played tremendous, and I salute coach and assistants for what they did with that team this year. So much fun to watch.
One of the loudest places to try and call a game, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And, of course, we're right in the mix of it. I don't know what's going on with the new clubhouse, but I'm hoping that's going to be done this year. We'll see.
Final 92 seconds of this first quarter. Team East, they get the big stop. Now looking to get their offense going. They keep it with Ryder Aubin, who's back in the game.
Nice run, Ryder.
Slices his way up the middle, close to a first down. They spot him at midfield.
Had a nice kick-out block there, and he turns upfield. Ryder and Jack Service are both powerful quarterbacks. When Ryder's extremely athletic and extremely strong, and he's just got tremendous balance. And when he leans forward, you know it. And, speaking of the Portsmouth potential development with the thing there, I may have to go up to Beach Plum and go drive by Clipper Field there and see what's going on.
First down. Aubin.
Oh, nice throw.
Horizontal throw, and
is that on?
Tiger on took his eye off it, incomplete.
Well, that delay that happened when he kind of had to get the snap a little off to the left, I think, threw a little bit of the timing off. And you're right, Nick. Tiger was looking all downfield and got to catch the ball first.
Usually very sure-handed.
He is shifty and
took his eye off it. So a 2nd down and 10 on the way at the East 49-yard line.
Another fun play to watch.
Of this first quarter. Team West, 2 early touchdowns. One, the short yardage variety from Jack Service, another a run back by the defensive back Harris Jones. Those both occurred in the first 5 minutes of the game. 2nd down and 10. Auburn tuck and run to the right, trying to shake off one man, and it's going to be Gradinskis who holds him up. The pursuit finishes him off, and he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and long on the way.
Yeah, Wyatt Avery with a nice job coming up from the cornerback position, coming up, read the run just right, make sure that it's not going to go downfield for a pass, and he came in for good support. So a lot of I'm watching the lane, the lanes chosen by the defense. They read and react. They're reading their keys and reacting extremely well, and that's why when they get to the 50. Get a little bit less real estate left, and they tighten right down extremely well. So West defense, I think West defense.
Oh yeah,
is the key to the game.
That's been the storyline so far. 14-0 West after one. We take a break. Second quarter on the other side as Team East looks to respond. You are watching the 2024 CHaD East-West High School Football All-Star Game right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the second quarter. Team West enjoying a 14-0 lead after 15 minutes of action here in Manchester. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you from Grapponi Stadium. A dream start for what could be legendary head coach Keith Jones' his final game. Of course, he retired after 20 years of service at Milford High School. Ryder Aubin going to plant the foot, throw a pretty good pass that's knocked away in the end. Jeff Vidu Jr. of Hanover in on the coverage, timed it right, and knocked it away from the intended target, McGinnis, to bring up 3rd down and 11.
So bring up 4th down and 11 for Team
Excuse me, it was 3rd and 11. It's now 4th and 11. So what was a promising start to the drive, it looks like is going to end with the second punt attempt of the game. Of course, the first one went awry after a bad snap. Brought a tackle down to the 12-yard line.
Number 8 back deep for the Big Red of Team West.
All right, Taliaferro of Bedford is back deep. This is again a bouncing snap. This time it's off the right foot of Jacob Magri of Winnicott. And the punter ends up giving a pretty good offering. Tagliaferro trying to stumble his way up to the 13. He's cut down. Pretty good tackle. Bennett Atkins of Salem making a special teams play. And he's fired up on the east sideline. So Team West have to dig their way out of their own territory as they set the spot this football just shy of the 14-yard line. If you're just joining us, a couple of early scores for Team West. A 3-play, 12-yard drive capped off by a 4-yard touchdown by Trinity's Jack Service. On the ensuing drive, Team West defense made a play, jarring the ball loose. And a scoop and score for Harris Jones put the second score on the board for Team West. Meanwhile, this east-west run towards the sideline is not going to get the corner. Memphis Patterson of Pelham credited with the stop for Team East. It is a 2-yard gain. So a 2nd down and 8 coming up. A monster crowd here in Manchester, as expected, for the 12th annual East-West All-Star Game. Of course, fundraising occurring around the clock leading up to this one. The players combined raised nearly $300,000.
Incredible.
For the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. On 2nd down and 8, it's a quick throw. It's a juggling catch. No, it's not. It's incomplete. Trying to get Central's Seneska in on the offensive side of the game. We've seen him check in defensively But now a 3rd down and 8, and a chance here for East maybe to win the field position battle early in the second quarter.
Looked like Danny rushed it just a little bit on that throw there. He had some real estate to get some yardage if he was able to make the catch, but it was just a little bit off in as far as the timing is concerned, and that's to be understood with 2 weeks of opportunities, and now they come out to a live game experience. So
Black going to spread them out. 3rd down and 8. The Bedford signal caller drops it, picks it up, rolls right, throws off the back foot. It is deep, and it is caught at midfield. What a catch. Connor McFarland of Manchester Memorial made a great adjustment on the football and pulls in the biggest play either way yet, as it's a gain of 42 yards.
As the great Randy Moss said, it's who wants it more. And McFarland clearly wanted that ball. He was in position, behind the defender, and he gained himself an advantage position, caught the ball, and it's a good thing he had some support, because if he didn't, he was going all the way.
Officially a gain of 41 through the air. Set up a 1st down and 10 for Team West. Now we get the opposite look, Steve. We had the spread a minute ago.
Yep.
And now we've got a powerhouse backfield.
Yep.
They hand to the fullback, who's going to make his way where? Inside the 40 before he's pushed back.
Looks about this side of the 40 just a little bit, Nick. And interesting, to your point there, interesting thing to do to go to a power. That means that you are comfortable with the lead that you have at the moment, and you believe that you physically can bring it to their defensive line. So far, I thought East did a pretty good job clogging up the gaps there.
Vidu on the carry. They gave him the forward progress to the 40-yard line. And officially a 3-yard pickup.
Yep.
Nearly 2 minutes in, second quarter. Team West, winners of 8 of 11 of these All-Star games, looking to make it a 4th straight win. And they've gotten off to this good start here in this first half, and now the offense starting to click as well. This drive began back at their own 14-yard line.
Really critical. Team East doesn't want to go down 3 scores, Nick.
And off to Bright. Fake a reverse, and they'll pay the price.
Something didn't happen there. I think Bright was looking for him, but the reverse there, but never happened. So he, give JJ credit there, Nick. He was smart. He didn't try to force a play. As much as I want it, and I want it now, I got to go back to the line of scrimmage again. And those are kind of disciplined plays that you don't see in the box scores, but they show me that a guy understands time and place.
Tackle, by the way, was made by Jacob Magri, and the story element there as well. Father and grandfather, both on the sidelines, part of this Team West coaching staff. And, of course, those 3, a big part of the Winnicott program.
Yeah.
All right, 3rd down and 10. Shotgun snap, looking Black, pump fake, rolls left, and now a foot race towards the sideline. Inside the 40, trying to stay in bounds long enough to pick up the 1st down, and we'll see where they say crossed out of bounds. It's at about the 36-yard line. That is looks like a couple yards shy. He was eventually forced out by Londonderry's Cam Brutus. Officially 4th down and about 2.5.
All these names, it's just terrific. And, I think we just saw a little bit there, Nick, with Danny Black. What won them the championship last year was his performance in the second half, that being Danny Black. You see that run, able to get 1st downs are critical. Did it all year, but the championship game was just unbelievable.
4th and 3. Black going deep down the sideline, and that one incomplete.
Yeah, no flag.
Trying to find his Bedford teammate, Dom Taliaferro, who could not locate the ball, it looked like, up there in the sky.
This could be a big moment for East. They stop West, with a great quarterback and a great team around him. They were able to stop them. Now you got to build on that performance there and start building momentum on the offensive side of the ball. Auburn seems to be getting the yardage that he needs, but these offensive linemen have got to come out low. They got to fire off and quickly off the ball, get into their positions to be able to control the base of the defenders and open up some holes or at least some coverage for him to be able to pass.
It's a new quarterback, Nolan Lumley of Salem. He hands off to Tiger On, and the Wyndham senior, after a decent cut, is cut down shy of the 40-yard line. 3rd different quarterback to take a snap here for Team East.
That's not taking any step down with Lumley. I'm a big fan of Lumley. Steve, his head coach, did a terrific job with him. It was great talking about the relationship.
Coach Abraham.
Coach Abraham, Steve Abraham. And Steve was telling about how the relationship gets feisty at times, but always understood coach's coach, player's player. And Steve just speaks so highly of Lumley, and he's got a lot of heart and grit and talent, and he can run the ball very well. Be interesting to see if they run him here.
Coach Abraham is here and on the sideline, part of Coach Kumba's staff. Handoff, run, DeGulio, his third carry.
Well, he's
the
playing
former
with emotion,
Timberlane
isn't he?
Owl is very close for the first down.
He's got it.
They give it to him at the 46-yard line.
Yep. Now watch him lower his shoulder here. There you go. That's what got him the first down. I'm not afraid of you. And was that Devon Ellis?
Ellis got pretty low himself, didn't he?
Yep, he sure did. But give DeGulio. He played with emotion for Coach Fitzgerald all year long, and we've got some great shots of him, pounding into the end zone. He's just he's a kind of player that you want on your football team for sure.
Handoff, DeGulio again.
Look at that. Look at that effort.
Turns his back, and he's turning into the go-to guy here for Coach Kumba. He crosses midfield. He's down to Team West's 48-yard line.
Now watch what DeGulio does here. DeGulio does here. He contains and protects the football as he's twisting and turning. That's key. I don't know if we're going to get this on Ree or here we go. Now watch DeGulio as he twists and turns here. He's got both arms and hands completely protecting the football. Watch right here. Now he grabs it with two hands and protects the football. That's what you like to see a runner do.
5-yard carry. 5 minutes gone by, second quarter. Team East with perhaps their most promising drive so far. Looking to get back to the line of scrimmage and not doing so. That's Jake Shenna, Londonderry standout.
Jake Shenna, number 28, the ball carrier.
One of the fastest players on the Team East roster.
And number 3, Jeffrey,
but could not find the corner. Vidu Jr.
Teaming up on the tackle.
Another tackle.
Ball now on the east side of the
and
field.
The Hanover,
49.
former Hanover standout. He's looked good on both sides of the ball here early on. 3rd and 7. Team East.
All of our all-star football alumni.
A bad snap on a punt led to a short field. Team West cashed in with a Jack Service 4-yard touchdown. And on the ensuing drive, Team East gave it right back with their lone turnover of this first half, a lost fumble. They're 0 for 1 on 4th down, trying to avoid a 4th down with a 3rd down conversion here. They go to the air, and Lumley fires a dart. Leaving his feet to haul it in is Bryce Carberry of Dover, his 3rd target, first catch of this first half, and it's a big one as it moves the sticks down to the West 37-yard line.
Yeah, nice setting of the feet by Lumley. He's a very well coached and extremely technically sound quarterback, and he wasn't in his junior year as much. Good quarterback, always. Look at that. He's a great look downfield, and he delivers it with great velocity.
1st and 10 at the 37.
Well, you talk about nailing the hammer. There's that quick Dan Marino quick release that he's got there.
Quick count, handoff on, hitting the backfield and tripped up.
Yeah, that's a heck of a play there.
That's Jack Service.
Is that number 56? That's Jack?
Service got him around the ankles.
I thought that was 56.
The first to arrive was Jake Ben of Bedford.
Okay.
Number 56. Couple of tackles so far for Service.
Yeah, he's been an impact on both sides of the field.
2nd down and 9. Coming up, nearing the midway point now, second quarter.
It'll be 2nd down, ball just inside the 37.
Lumley going to spread them out.
You're right, Nick.
On is behind him. Pistol set, handoff on, right side, goes right through the hole.
Boy, that's how you
spins his way down to the 32.
Yeah.
4-yard gain, 3rd down and 3 coming up.
Really like the acceleration here through the hole by On. It's going to close up if you don't get through it quick, and that's just such an important part to teach it a good running game, no matter what you do, power eye, double wing, whatever. If you've got to get through the hole, if we get a replay here, you'll see just what a terrific job.
3rd and 5. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. Second quarter. East trying to get into the red zone for the first time. They float it to On. He catches it inside the 30 and is cut down by Ellis, very close to the first down marker.
Does Tigeron come to play football every day or what? I really, really like the concentration. He knows he was going to get whacked either, underneath like that. And watch it. Just a great job, quarterback.
They're going to spot him a yard short.
Yeah. But look at that. Good protection of the football.
And Ellis again cuts down a ball carrier below the knee.
Yeah, but Tiger got the yardage he needed.
Here we go.
Big play here.
On is the tail. It's a stacked backfield. They run the quarterback keeper, and Lumley is somewhere at the bottom of that pile.
Well, it doesn't look to me like it's a good spot, Nick. It's going to be really, really close. But I think he may have it by a hair. Depends on the placement when he drops the ball down.
The first down marker is right at the 32-yard line. The ball is inside the 32. That should be a first down.
I think it's a first down.
And it is.
Yep.
Picked up enough for the first down. That will be 1st and 10.
So Coach Kumba not messing around there.
No, but give Lumley credit. Watch him drive his legs to grab that little bit of real estate when he's on the back. You're going to see it right here. Now watch Lumley with a second effort. He goes into the pile, and then those legs keep driving. You can see him underneath. And I think that's what got him the first down. That he sold the official very well on that play. Good job.
First down and 10. Team East trying to get on the board here. So we approach 6 minutes to go until halftime. Coming up at halftime, a chat with our old friend Nick Valis, the game's founder. And always an insightful interview. He'll stop by the booth. Lumley scrambling, throws it on the ground, and they're going to whistle it dead. J.J. Bright got to it, but the ruling is incomplete. And, well, I guess Team East looking at it like Lumley did a pretty good job of getting rid of that football and avoiding what would have been a sack.
Is that Jack Service again?
The service has been active.
Is that number 11? Yeah, I think. No, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
It was either 11 or 17, so it was either Jack Service or Mike McDonough. I don't think that. So, no, that was Jack Service coming from the backside. What a terrific effort.
Meanwhile, there was
that he put in.
Is there a flag here?
I didn't see one.
I don't see one either, but there is a conversation between the officials. The East huddle, they went back about 5 yards.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to say he was down at that spot, although it's looking to me like they're ready to walk.
Offense, 5 yards, loss is down, second down.
Okay.
Intentional grounding?
Intentional grounding?
Yep. Intentional grounding, no receiver in the area. It's one of those judgment calls that sometimes could go either way.
Yeah.
Not a lot of penalties.
He got kind of
in this
tackled
first
from
half.
behind. That's kind of a tough one. But, if there's no receiver in the area, it's up to the official to, like you said, the judgment call there.
38-yard line, it'll be second down and 21.
So this isn't what Team East was looking for, as they're going to need to. West is just every time they get inside their own space, West has tightened it down.
Second down and 21. And they're going to reset the clock. 5:40 now on the second quarter game clock. Second and 21. Back to throw. Lumley, all kinds of time. Airs it out deep and incomplete. Diving attempt by Jaden Navarro. Got a couple of hands on it.
Yeah.
But couldn't quite pull it in along the sideline, and now 3rd and a mile for Team East.
That's what they really needed right there. You can't come back into the numbers, Nick, into the numbers at that point. You've got to stay outside. That's where your space is. And watch, he's kind of caught a little bit on the inside. Really wants to be out towards the sideline more in that play. That's where the spot is, and that's exactly where Lumley threw it. And you'll see he's a little too far inside. Yeah, they both wanted that one for sure.
So 3rd and 21. Team West, they've been pretty good so far defensively.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's the key of the game. The key of the game. The defensive backs, the linebackers, defensive line, it's all working in unison here. All talking to each other. And we're going to have a timeout. Coach Kumba's going to call a timeout.
I thought they were out of timeouts. Apparently not.
This is the last last call.
Well, they gave it to him anyway.
Well, each team now with one remaining.
Please report to the info
So
tent to
Team East is going to talk it over.
halftime ceremony.
3rd down and 21.
CHaD All-Star alumni, please
The
report to
CHaD
info tent
East-West
on the plaza
High School
for
Football
today.
All-Star Game here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. And Nick Anastas and Steve Beals with you from Grapponi Stadium. This one's been fun. West, they got on the board early and often. 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes. Special teams set up a short field. Jack Service had himself a short touchdown. The Trinity stand out with a 4-yard plunge in the opening 3 minutes. Next series, a turnover, a fumble, scoop and score for the coach's son, Milford's Harris Jones, a former patient at the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. Since then, back and forth, game of field position. Defense the name of the game overall in this 14-0 West lead. Lumley on 3rd and 21, throws it up for grabs, intended for Carberry.
That's a great defensive play there.
And it's incomplete at the 10-yard line.
Connor.
Carl Taylor Jr. of my Manchester West High Blue Knights in there on the coverage.
Oh, that wasn't number 5?
Nope.
Oh. Gee.
Number 6, you're close.
That was close. He was turned kind of a funny way. It looked like a 5.
Number 5, Connor McFarland, does have the longest play from scrimmage to his credit. Earlier in the second quarter, had a 42-yard hookup with Danny Black. All right, 4th and 21.
East is now out of timeouts.
This one off the right leg of Magri. End over end kick that'll land inside the 15, roll inside the 10, all the way inside the 5 before it comes to rest between the 3 and 4 yard lines.
That's some acrobatic kicking right there. He did a great job getting that ball off and then having it die right inside the 5 yard line. So good special teams play there by East.
It's the second straight drive. The
3
Team
total.
West has had to start inside their own 15-yard line, in this case inside their own 5.
Yeah, East has definitely moved the ball position, to their advantage, but they're not executing. They're not scoring because of the defensive tightening down, if you will, of West. They've done a terrific job at it, and when you look across from end to end with that lineup that they have, it's no wonder that's going on.
And they're going to have to do it carefully here.
Mm-hmm.
The shadow of their own end zone. And a flag on the play here pre-snap. Team West had 2 penalties in that in the first quarter. About to get hit with the 3rd here of the first half.
Substitution. Offense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Well, if you're going to have an illegal substitution, you might as well have it inside your own 3 yard line where the yardage is cut in half.
I was going to say that's not, but as an offense, you still don't like it. You want a little green under you.
And off, McDonough looks for his tailback. Looks for a hole on the right side and plunges his way up to the 5 yard line. Now
Flag
a
down.
late flag is thrown.
Don't know if some words thrown or
Wyatt Avery from Keene on the carry. and then
extracurricular activity.
Whatever the infraction was, it looked like it came after the tackle.
Well, if that's a personal foul that puts East out to the 23-yard line, then that's going to be pretty costly because put West out to the 23-yard line. We'll see here.
Jeff Isabel's been busy lately.
Personal foul.
Defense. 50-yard penalty results in a first down.
That's a tough one right there. Yeah, you're East here. You've got them down on the 6-yard line, and those are just those disciplined plays that you've just got to contain yourself in that situation. Don't really know who it was, what it was, but.
So a procedure penalty against Team West, a play later, a personal foul against Team East.
Could have been something said. Didn't really see anything on the play.
And the ball out.
Yeah, then the flag went out. Looks like probably something verbal, Nick. Just
either way, an avoidable mistake.
Very avoidable mistake. Mistake-free football.
And now again here pre-snap, we have a delay.
You fight for that field position on that kick, and you get him inside. Now it's 2nd and 8, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. and then you have that play basically moving out to past the 20-yard line. That's just a huge shift in momentum that you're providing West. And when you're down 14 points, you gotta keep your composure here.
Looks like the officials respotted the ball.
Yeah,
from the 19 to the 21-yard line.
Yep.
Following that 15-yard penalty. Handoff right side and a little sunshine for Davis Glodgett. We called his name earlier.
Yep.
He was kicking the ball off the tee. Was that Glodgett? No, I had the wrong number.
28.
Wyatt Avery of Keene remains the hot hand in that backfield for team.
He's been contributing throughout the game here in different ways. Good job running through the hole. Turned up field. Don't run east-west any longer than you absolutely have to. And that's just a good job turning the shoulder up field and cutting the lane there and getting some yardage.
They're going to take Avery off the field for this play as McDonough goes back under center. Man in motion, and the ball's on the ground. McDonough
I think he's got it.
Well, both teams say they have it.
Yeah, West got it back.
Looks like the ball slipped out of McDonough's hands. Took him a second or so to locate it. And then fortunately for Team West, the Bishop Girton quarterback falls on it.
Yeah, I think McDonough did a good job of trying to get the ball back. He was able to pull it back in last minute. I thought that East recovered it, but McDonough was able to pull it back in. So
that was Memphis Patterson breathing down his neck.
Yeah, that would have been big for East to get the ball back like that in such great field position.
Stand out, of course, for Pelham in a variety of sports, including lacrosse, where he had that Python lacrosse team had the best regular season record in Division III. They roll out McDonough on third down. He throws, and it may have been tipped. Either way, it's incomplete.
It was.
Intended on that far side for Cade Cloutier.
Yeah, number 34, Alex Richardson tipped it, Nick, got his hand on it, as the loudspeaker said, and probably want to put a little more loft in that ball there. So heads-up play by Richardson.
The Laconia standout. See it on the replay, got his left hand on it. Defense, the name of the game for both teams in this first half. East, despite that bad penalty, they're going to end up forcing a punt and should have some pretty good field position coming up. They've got two men back deep, both inside the 35-yard line. This one is high off the right foot of Glodgett. Takes a bounce near midfield. Going to roll inside the 45-yard line before it's down at the 43 without a return. So, Team East, good starting field position at their own 43-yard line. We're inside of 3 minutes to go until halftime. And officially, Coach Kumbad does have one timeout to work with here on the final 2:51.
There it is. So somebody's right and somebody's wrong on the two scoreboards. Well, to me, I thought he expended 3 on that last timeout.
Well, don't ask me. I thought he was out of timeouts.
So
I've been disqualified for a while. But according to the Grapponi scoreboard here at Grapponi Stadium, one timeout remaining for each team here for the final 2:51. All right, DeGulio having a quick word with Auber Ryden, who was back in. Ryder Aubin, who was back in at the quarterback controls for Team East. He got the start today and is one of 3 different signal callers to see action so far, and he nearly threw it away. Incomplete over the middle.
Yeah,
almost picked off by Nashua North's Steven Rosario.
I would say that was throwing into 2.5 coverage right there. There was 2 guys right on it, had him wrapped. You look over here, and then there's a third guy not much more than a yard away. 1, 2, 3 right there. So that's a lot of traffic to try to force that ball in, but couldn't really tell if there was anybody else open.
2nd and 10.
You just don't want to go in the second half 3 scores down from an interception.
2 receivers each side. 4-man front for Team West. Man in motion is McGinnis. Aubin takes the snap, hit immediately, and dragged down for a sack.
Who is that?
Smothered by Jack Service, the Trinity standout, having a standout first half.
I mean, there's a lot of players having a huge impact in the game, but to me, Nick, Jack Service on both sides of the ball is is checking in his number on a regular basis here, and to me, he's really the standout that I've seen so far. But obviously, it's a team sport. A lot of things go into that, but Jack showed up to play today for sure.
We'll check the numbers at halftime. Official stats being kept upstairs. And, of course, Nick Valis, the game's founder, is going to join us, scheduled to anyway, coming up at halftime. 2 minutes to go, second quarter, 3rd down and 15. Team East looking for something late, trying to get on the board before the break. Aubin, after a bad snap, throws towards 2 different receivers. Carberry and not sure who the other one was.
18
Hunter
and 17,
Truman.
yep. So
Hunter Truman of Spalding. Either way, neither player could come up with it. Meanwhile, Steve, a player for Team West, very slow to get up.
What was that?
Knock on wood, we've had an injury-free first half. That's Kevin Sheridan.
Yeah, I don't want to lose him.
Of Bedford. He's as tough as they come, but going to walk off the field accompanied by 2 different trainers.
Yeah, see if we can look at that play again. It looked to me like there was 2 guys both going for the ball at once. That obviously should never happen. You don't want 2 receivers. You're just making it easy for the defense.
It's an all-star game, right?
Yeah, so, yeah.
Again, only 2 weeks
yeah,
to
you're going to see here, just to me, somebody missed their pattern. Somebody was supposed to be deeper.
Back deep for the Big Red.
Just a punt. Magri's been busy. Gets off a boomer. This one high. Tagliaferro under it at the 25.
Wow.
And spun down at the 26.
Who's that from Portsmouth?
That's
number 3.
It's Emmanuel Poe.
Yeah, boy, he showed us a lot out there in Portsmouth, the games we did there. He's a solid player, plays with a lot of emotion.
Part of that talented Clipper secondary.
Yeah, look at that coverage right there. That's just a great job, wrapping the hips.
Beautiful tackle.
Yeah, he knew it. He chose a great lane for coverage, waited for the reception of the ball. You're a special teams guy. That's how you want to play it.
Well, Team East winning the field position battle, but losing on the scoreboard. 14-0, final 100 seconds in front of us. Team West going to take over. How aggressive are they here?
Team West? Or Team East?
Team West with the ball and a 14-point
lead. I say take the way the defense is playing. I say, play a conservative. That's a long way to go, Nick.
That's not a conservative formation. 4 receivers. They go deep down the middle, and it's caught again. Tripped up at the 45 after making his second grab. Connor McFarland is going to signal first down, so pedal to the metal for Coach Jones.
You know
it's
what?
A big first down, another big gainer.
Good for Jonesy. I'm a little bit more Belichick ball in that situation with 143. I would rate that by how well the defense is playing. The defense has offered no opportunity for East to be able to score. But you know what? You want to let it go? Let it go.
They hooked up for 42 earlier. That one good for 38.
With a quarterback like that.
So 2 catches, 80 yards for Manchester Memorial's Connor McFarland. Now they keep it with Danny Black. He avoids a man at the line of scrimmage, turns on the gas, and lays out the defender along the sideline.
I can't imagine.
Words are exchanged, flags are thrown.
Danny Black, number 4.
Danny Black.
Well, let's see where he was. That's going to decide everything. Was he out of bounds or not?
Number 25, Tayshawn Shepard.
He's collided with Tayshawn Shepard at full speed.
To me, he was leaving the last. We're going to see it here. To me, he's still got his inside foot on the inside coming up when the wood was laid. 1, 2, bang. I don't know about that one.
You think he was in bounds?
You can't a quarter, huh?
You think he was in bounds?
Well, I don't think he was out of bounds. Look, he was turning upfield. His body was turning upfield, and to me, I wouldn't have made that call. But honestly, it's impressive to watch Danny Black run outside the perimeter.
Offense, 15 yards from the start of the foul, still first down.
I have no idea what that is then. No idea.
Tough to hear him up here. It's a 15-yard penalty against Team West.
Oh, it's not holding. That would be 10 yards. Oh, okay, block in the back right here on 14. See that? That's what it was. Okay.
It was on Ethan Seneska.
So, as usual, our New Hampshire officials are right on it, made the right call, the right time.
The central wide receiver guilty of a block in the back, so it's a 15-yard penalty.
Yep, complete blindside on that block.
It wipes out the big run, sets up a first down and 8 Low snap for Black. He recovers, shifts in the pocket, and he's going to get swallowed up. Sacked back at the 48-yard line. That's Memphis Patterson of Pelham. He's done nothing but win throughout his high school career. And he makes a big play here for his team late in this first half.
I'll second that one, Nick. That's just a great job of containment by the whole defensive line, Nick, keeping Danny in the pocket. He had nowhere to go. Best thing to do is just tuck it, and like he did. Nothing right there. He was going to try to go outside, and great containment there. Just well-coached football, right? Well-coached defensive football right there.
You got sandwiched there by Patterson and Ty Miles.
That's enough for me.
That's not a situation you want to be in. Meanwhile, Black going to roll to the left. There's a flag on the play. Hooks up.
Yeah.
With Connor Lennon.
Looked to me
we'll
like
see if
this.
it stands.
Well, I think there was a jump start here. I think it's going to be a 5-yard.
We have penalty flags on the field.
Officials have been busy.
Yeah.
In this second quarter.
Yeah. They've done
only 2 total penalties in the first quarter.
Done a good job. They've let him play for the most part. Now, you know, their 15-yard penalty, you know, that was probably down there. That was very, that was very difficult for Team East to take right there. They have Team West down inside the 4-yard line or whatever it was with third down. Illegal shift. I thought there was a movement on this side of the offensive line.
That's the second illegal shift against Team West.
Yeah,
and the second straight penalty here on this drive. It's going to back the football up to midfield. And now the offense is only left with 21 seconds. They do have one timeout.
So now what do you do if you coach Jones, right? I mean, is he still going to sling it or what? I mean,
it looks like it. They're going to spread it out again.
He's out of the gun.
You got 2 receivers each side. The back is Rosario. Man in motion. Snap taken. Black, pump fake, throw down the seam, incomplete. A little bit behind McFarland, who got hit anyway. And again, some words after the hit.
Yeah, that's all right.
Cam Brutus was there for Londonderry on the coverage.
Yeah, Cam Brutus and
17. Ball on the 50-yard line.
Cam. He was fun to watch this year as well.
Oh, yeah.
Gee,
one of 4 Londonderry quarterbacks who saw regular action for Coach Lozon.
Yeah, we tried to kind of probe Coach Lozon on our Thursday night, pre-weekend broadcast, and he Belichicked us the whole time.
Well, hard to predict.
Give you nothing.
Third down and long. Black to his right. Good spins and is leveled. Finished off by Patterson, lost a yard or 2, and that should be the final play of this first half. So Team West, 2 early touchdowns. Took a 14-0 lead 5 minutes into the game. We're scoreless ever since, and that's where we are at the midway point.
Yeah, I don't know what you do.
2 touchdown difference with West on top of East, 14-0.
Yeah, I don't know what you do with Ty Miles on offense and defense at college. It'll be very interesting to see what happens there, Nick. But that was just great containment there by Black. Just shut down the whole outside end, and it's like, turn around looking at a Tyrannosaurus Rex coming after you right there, and that was a good job. Ty's impressed me since he's been a sophomore anyway.
He'll continue his career next year.
Oh, he's a fun kid to watch. What a great kid.
All right, coming up in just a few moments, Steve and I will catch our breath, and then we'll catch up with the game's founder, Nick Valis, if we can somehow get the game's founder up here into the booth for a one-on-one. We'll also have official stats, highlights, and second half analysis coming up as well. 14-zip, West out in front of East at halftime. You are watching the 2024 CHaD East West Football All-Star right here.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
In Manchester, Team West leading Team East 14-0 in this 2024 CHaD East-West High School Football All-Star Game, powered by the Bedford Ambulatory Surgical Centers, right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals, and our old friend Nick Valis, the founder. Well, where do you want to begin, sir? This has once again been an outstanding event. It's a year-round process that some may or may not know. A lot goes into it. And as we talked a moment ago off air, another great success and a record-breaking fundraising year amongst the players.
Yeah, these young men are just incredible. All of them have been over the years. And the interesting part is fundraising from the players is not compulsory, right? We don't demand that they raise money so that they can play, right? We expose it to them. It's about philanthropy. It's about teaching humility. One of the passionate missions of this game is to teach young men that life is about service to others. And that when you're an athlete, especially in high school, people dote on you. We actually cripple kids emotionally. All right, they become egocentric and they lose sight of how lucky they are to be, first of all, winning the lottery of being born in America. Secondly, that they are in a football program that allows them to matriculate and develop into a good athlete. And health. I mean, they're playing for kids who, no fault of their own, drew a bad card in life, become seriously ill or injured, and we're trying to raise money for many things that typical insurance doesn't cover, right? To improve the experience at Children's Hospital Dartmouth. And so, that being said, a lot of great things happening here that are behind the scenes. And we got a great crowd. There's a lot of love here, right? Love of the game, love of one another, and humanity. And so I'm proud to be a part of it. And the Dartmouth Health System staff have been phenomenal. The St. A's staff here have been phenomenal. Everyone has stepped it up for a wonderful cause, right?
And we're at the point now where over a decade in, 12 years, right?
Yeah.
Where some of the youngsters who were influenced back then have now come full circle and are players. Of course, Harrison Jones comes to mind. Harris Jones, who ironically scored earlier for Team West. But he was a patient, of course, at CHaD, and we've had other players in years past who have been actual patients at the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. A little extra special for those guys.
Talk about extra special, Nick. They were going to amputate his leg.
Right.
I believe there's like 17 surgeries, right?
Yep.
They were going to amputate his leg. And how ironic that now he has a chance to play in the game, pick up a fumble, and score.
Perfect.
Right?
Nick, we've been doing this for 5 years, and the stories that come out from parents telling us how this program allowed them to be able to stay at the hospital overnight with their children and provide this. So we all know you are been in the healthcare business for a long time, and the environment in which a person heals and the attitudes of confidence and such. These are the sort of things that allow families to gather around. God created families for a very important reason, and this sort of support really makes a difference. So how is the Friday night working out, second year? I know we love it. So tell us, as far as the event.
Right? No, well, interesting enough, we preferred Friday night, but boy, the first Friday night game we had, we got hammered by weather, lightning, and we never got to play, so we ended up playing a couple days later at Memorial High School on a Sunday.
Yep.
And Manchester stepped up beautifully to allow us to play a game. But you worry about weather this time of year, right? And if the weather's with you, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And Friday works better because it doesn't take up the whole weekend.
No.
Right?
No.
So now, after the game,
it's also
parents
cooler. It's cooler.
Yeah.
It's going to be what a night for football. Oh. Hey, if you don't mind, I'm going to kind of extend what we were talking about off air a little bit. You were talking about how excited you are about our youth in America. You hear a lot of things that are negative today. I mean, there's a certain part of that that's all been going on since forever. I mean, let's get everybody had a better life than the person afterwards. But when you see this sort of thing, how do you, Nick? You've been working with young people all your life. How do you see the condition of our youth who have just gone through 3 or 4 years of really very unique, once in a every third generation, may see a pandemic, right? With all of that they have gone through, these kids have experienced this all through their high school. Talk about the resilience and see how does Nick Bayless look at our youth today?
Well, I don't believe DNA has changed in humanity over the last 100 years, right? The time frame's not long enough. Kids, young men are, and I've coached and I've got to interact with these players, and they're just wonderful. I mean, they have the same hopes and dreams we all have had, and they respond to the coaches like we did. I mean, if you go to their practices, they're being coached hard, and they're playing their tails off tonight. They're flying around, and I just think it's awesome. And I have great faith in the youth of this country. It's the adults that I have concern.
Yeah,
right. No, I'm serious.
I had a little concern last night, but we won't talk about that. But anyway, the situation as far as the game, something that you've loved all your life. You've played Plymouth State, played high school ball, and the condition of New Hampshire football is something very dear to me as well. And I know it's been center of your life from the beginning. Looks to me like rosters are going up. We've got a great group of coaches, young, intermediate, and old. The officiating that Nick and I have seen last 2 years has been absolutely stellar. What's going on? It seems to be a comeback coming in football, and there seems to be a little bit of that old feeling coming back. Do you see that at all? And where's the trajectory on it?
Steve, you can appreciate this, and I'm sure you, Nick, as well. Youth football, the youth football programs are quite remarkable in the state of New Hampshire.
Yeah,
right?
they are.
You know, you and I have been involved.
Yes.
And, you know, Bedford High School has a strong high school program. Why? The
Loads
foundation.
of kids.
Yeah,
Loads
right.
of kids.
Tons of kids coming out, getting good coaching at a young age. Involved parents. So you have communities, we have involved parents. They tend to have more successful football programs. Football is a demanding sport. There's not a lot of glitz and glitter. It's hard work. It's drudgery, right? Especially alignment, right? You're playing for intrinsic purposes, and that's it, because that's all you're going to have.
Right.
And so, you know, the youth football programs that are strong produce great high school programs. And unfortunately, the inner cities aren't having that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Something's got to be done.
Yeah, we need parental involvement, and it may not be parents from that community, it may from that city. It may be others coming in volunteering to help, and then there's funding. You know, the inner city schools are challenged with funding, right?
Right.
So those are the challenges. But New Hampshire football is in a great state of affairs, primarily because suburbia has grown. I mean, Londonderry was non-existent when I was a child, right? And now look at it. And you know, Bedford was non-existent. Now look at it. I mean, look at the schools that are thriving. All right. I mean, Pelham. Pelham was just pasture at one time.
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, Ben Nix and my goal of doing this Friday Night Lights thing was to shed a light on it, and cover it in a way that tries to bring it up to a level where you can see really demonstrate how hard these kids work and make it an exciting event for people to watch that can't be at the games.
Right.
And one of the things that just came out recently is New Hampshire, other than South Dakota, is the happiest state in the union. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I did not.
A very legitimate. No, I'm being totally serious. A very legitimate scientific poll was done, and New Hampshire people are considered. What do you think brings that? Why is New Hampshire? Why is that? Yes, tell me.
Freedom.
Yeah, amen. Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Freedom and
liberty.
Yeah, you look at the Dakotas, and you look at New Hampshire. We've had great governor leadership over the years, and we are a state that's limited government.
Yeah.
Okay. And
brings it. Whatever government is close to the people.
Yep.
In the community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly right. I truly believe that, and that's why I love this state.
Yeah.
We are like the Dakotas. We're taxed the least. Right.
It said that too.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And but on the other hand, I mean, it's expensive to live here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So our youth are being challenged now to find a home and find a job and so on and so forth. So it is a great state, and I truly believe it's related because we're very free.
Nick Valis joining us. Second half about to start. Any predictions?
Yeah, I'll make a prediction. I believe the East will make a comeback, okay, and make a closer game.
Hang around,
out of
folks.
It.
You heard it here.
All right, Eric Kumba's a good coach.
He is.
He's a very good coach.
And that's a heck of a quarterback he's got there with Auburn. He's an athlete.
Yeah. But Danny Black looks good from Bedford, right?
Yeah, the thing about Danny Black's amazed me is he couldn't beat the guys around the corner 2 years ago, but he can now.
Yeah.
And
he put a lick on cornerback in the second half.
Danny loves the game of football. And the quality of players here have been terrific. Every year, Nick, this isn't a game where guys just run around. There's a desire to win, and in within the good spirit of the game. Yeah. Before I hand back to Nick, thanks for everything you do.
Thank you.
And my gosh, the impact this is having on children and families is just. This makes you feel really happy walking out of this place at the end of the night.
Well, I'm proud to have you guys involved.
Oh, we'd love to do it.
Nico,
appreciate
so
it.
I get to see you guys.
As usual.
Good to see you, brother.
Nick Valis, the founder of the game. Of course, the CEO of the Bedford Ambulatory Surgical Centers as well. Third quarter about to begin. Team East trailing 14-0. Okay. Set to kick off. And it's up in the air. It's going to be fielded at the 5-yard line. J.J. Bright makes his way to the 20 before he's sandwiched and eventually dropped by Cam Brutus. They'll spot him at the 21, and again, some extracurricular activity.
Didn't take long, Nick.
As a late flag is thrown, we saw one personal foul back in the second quarter. And, Steve, we may see something of similar nature right here on the first play of the third quarter.
Yeah, this is the sort of thing that, if you're up 14-0, you don't want to give anybody a crack of light, right? If you're down 14-0, the last thing you want to do is take positive situations and have that take it away from yourself. So this is what we talked about, mistake-free football, Nick, and avoiding senseless.
Personal foul. 15 yards at the end of the spot.
That's a tough one.
So they're going to tack on 15. That's the second personal foul against Team East as well.
Yeah. Was that verbal or was that? No, couldn't really tell.
So they'll spot it all the way at the 38.
Well, it's great to see Nick Valis. Nick, terrific job, and awful kind of him to come up and talk to us. And for those of you who are watching, what an impact he's had on football in the state of New Hampshire.
Hand off.
For so many years.
Stuffed up the middle. Inside run there for Team West, Wyatt Avery. The Keene senior was busy back in that first half. We've got some stats here, Steve.
Yep.
Courtesy of my old friend Griff. East trailing on the scoreboard 14-0 and trailing in the total offensive yards department as well. Nearly 2-1, 152 to 72 through the first 30 minutes. Of course, the one turnover was costly, a direct scoop and score touchdown for Team East as well. Handoff, and this one a pretty good one.
Yeah.
For Vidu Jr., he's got a first down. The Hanover stud has looked pretty good.
Yeah, he has.
Individually, Team West, Danny Black, had 19 yards on 4 carries to lead Team West in rushing before halftime. Mike McDonough, 2 of 6 through the air, 29 yards. And Danny Black, 2 of 5 for 71 yards. Both his completions went to Memorial's Connor McFarland, who had 2 grabs for 71 yards. On the other side for Team East, Ryder Aubin, just 1 of 7 through the air. McDonough, meanwhile, back at the controls. Handoff to Jack Service, and we'll get to him in just a second. He, of course, scored the only offensive touchdown either way before halftime, a 3-yard touchdown run. And then it was Harris Jones defensively with the 32-yard touchdown. Tackle-wise, Kyle Ashley with 5 for Team West, and Memphis Patterson officially with 3.5 for Team East.
Well, add on 7 more for Jack Service there, Nick. He is checking into the game just every quarter. He's been a factor.
Second down and 3. Handoff, 1 cut.
Nice cut.
And a pretty good one. It's a first down and then some. Inside the 35-yard line. Again, it's Avery.
Yeah, watch the left side of the line here, Nick. Just great job. Everybody, all the East is back, being moved back. West winning the low man wins always in football on the inside part of the line. They're winning those battles, and that's why it's open up the left edge there, and they just continue to attack it. I think they're going to keep attacking it until it's contained.
It's time to go right, and he spun down.
Yeah.
Service, nowhere to go.
Yeah, number 51 has played a heck of a game. He's been the standout for East so far.
It's, of course, Patterson.
Memphis Patterson. And
now with 4.5 tackles.
Yeah.
And counting.
So, going to the right-hand side has not nearly been successful. They've got something on the right. They're able to get outside of Ty Miles and double-team him a couple times. And, boy, you've got to double-team that guy to stop him. But really good running lanes by, is it Vido? Did I say that right? From Hanover?
Jeff Vido Jr.
Yeah. He's done a great job running tonight.
Fullback give here. Paul Tebow starting to hear his number called more and more often.
Yeah.
He's going to lean his way down to the 31-yard line, a gain of 4 to set up second down and 6.
I don't know, but it looks to me like McDonough and Danny Black are pretty sharing 50% of the role here. And each of them has specific attributes that make them who they are. And the rolling out capability, rolling outside the pocket, Mike McDonough's looked really good today. And the outside running by Danny Black has been terrific.
3rd and 7. Tebow again breaks through to the second level. Make that Service.
Yeah.
Hard to tell which Trinity Pioneer it was, but Service inside the 25, another first down.
For those folks who weren't familiar with Trinity, don't forget Jack Service was a quarterback this year.
Right.
And he runs like that. That's something else right there. He's like the Bionic Man. He's very
Tough to bring down.
Tough to bring down no matter what position he's playing from on the offensive side of the ball.
It was Connor Williams who did make the tackle out of the secondary. 1st and 10, ball at the 22-yard line. Team West only in the red zone once in that first half. That's when they were set up with the short field at the 12-yard line in their opening drive. Hand off left side. It's, again, Wyatt. His 6th carry and a team-leading 6th tote for Team West. Pushed back by 2 defenders there for Team East, including one of the captains, Isaac Beam of Exeter. Of course, Beam playing with his brother, Eli Beam, those 2 twins. And big-time contributors, of course, for Coach Ball and the Blue Hawks.
Yep.
Nearly 5 minutes gone by, third quarter. West on the march, looking for a 3-score lead. They're back in the red zone. Another between-the-tackles run. This one, though, looks like it was snuffed out early.
Yeah, very important for Mike McDonough on this play you watch. You want him to finish his route. You watch him on the handoff. He's got to pretend he's got that ball. Watch, he fakes the handoff. He's got to sell it to these outside linemen, the defensive end, the corner. He's got to sell it because if they break through the line, Nick, you want them taking him, and that can really extend the run. So I give Lumley a lot of credit. I just think he sells fakes as good as anybody out there. We watched him from Salem the last year and just did a terrific job. So important.
McDonough puts a man in motion. And a fumble on the handoff. Ball is loose.
They got it back.
And somebody along that offensive line jumped on it.
Yeah, great opportunity there for East to take possession.
There was a fumble on the play.
Just a faulty handoff. It's going to leave Team West with a 4th down and 2.
How important is this play?
At the 14-yard line. 6 minutes gone by already in this quick-moving third quarter.
14-yard line of Team East. And the Big Red will be going for it.
4th and 2. Team West 0 for 2 on 4th down in the first half. They keep it with Service. Stiff arm in the backfield, looking for the corner, lunges along the sideline.
I don't think he got it. I think he's short.
He had to get his way down inside the 13, and he's about a yard shy.
Yeah, was that 27? Let's see who that was. That was just a terrific play.
Doyon was over there, as was Ty Miles, 2 Londonderry studs.
Yeah, that's Seth Doyon. I mean, what you just saw right there happened 2,000 times during last season.
Of course, Cole McLaughlin.
And Cole McLaughlin as well. What a terrific player he is for Portsmouth. But that's just a terrific job by East to get the ball back.
Yeah, it was Doyon who got him below the leg.
Yeah, we may look, if East can pull together, and as Coach Vail has said, if he thinks East can make a comeback, we'll look back at that play as a big part of it.
Well, the defense has hung in there.
They have.
They have forced West. Well, they forced their hand there. They're 0 for 3 on 4th down. And now they're going to take over. Tough sledding here territory-wise inside their own 15. Quarterback draw on Aubin is dropped just shy of the line of scrimmage. Sheridan, who looked a little ginger, had to be helped off the field late in the first half. He's apparently okay.
Yep.
Checks in a big way there with another tackle.
Yeah, he's the full deal there.
Second down and 10.
Watched him play a little defensive lacrosse this year, Nick, too, and he was a showstopper there. That was a terrific defense. Went all the way to the finals, right to the fourth quarter there.
Bulldogs were the top seed in Division One.
Yep.
And played for the first time in the Division I championship before they lost to Bishop Girton. Meanwhile, timeout is going to be called here, I believe, by Coach Kumba. It's the first charge timeout. Either way, Nick Anastas, Steve Beals, and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family with you, honoring these 80 seniors, doing good things off the field, raising money for a great cause. The children at the Children's Hospital of Dartmouth are the big winners here today. Nearly $300,000 raised by these students. And all in all, in the 12 years that this game has been going on, nearly $3 million in total sales. We heard from Nick Valis, the game's founder. And
revenue still rolling in.
He'll address this crowd live on the field after the game as part of the awards presentation. Of course, there's the Bo Dixon MVP Award to consider. A little early, I think, for us to dwell on that, but we'll bring you that live as well. And as usual, this crowd has been energized. A very big gathering here at Grapponi Stadium on the campus of St. Anselm College. And speaking of St. Anselm College, that man right there, John Trisciani Jr., the new Pelham High head coach. He spent 13 years here as the defensive line coach for St. Anselm. All right, screen, it's on. He's wrapped up, and he's dropped about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
as
Bedford
a number
defense.
of different West defenders flooded the zone there.
Yeah, they are, and they're reading and reacting extremely well. They know the play by the formation, and that's just good studying.
The first to arrive was Sam Stevenson of Souhegan.
So,
3rd down and 8, midway through third quarter, 14-0 West. Both touchdowns were early. 2 scores in the first 5 minutes. And neither defense has budged since.
Yeah, East needs to execute on a down and distance like this, Nick, to keep this drive going. With 7:04 left in the third quarter.
Aubin, 3 receivers to his right, on to his left in the backfield. Takes a chest-high snap, steps up in the pocket, throws, it's complete. Catch made by Emmanuel Poe. Makes one man miss, first down, and then some. Spins his way. He does a handstand at the 36-yard line after a big pickup for Team East.
Well, nice pass, nice catch. But let's look at the time that he's got to throw the ball in the pocket with nobody around, that he's got the ability. That's good 4-second pocket there they provided him, and that was critical so Poe could get his pattern and get some open space.
Another tackle for
big
Stevenson.
Play. Total team offensive effort there.
Big 3rd down conversion. Sets up a 1st down and 10. Another 4-receiver look. Quarterback keeper, left side run. He's cut down by Vito Jr.
Yeah, coach.
Another design run there for Aubin. It's going to result in an 8, maybe a 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, I really like the play calling here by Coach Coomber. He's really mixing it up. And, nice sequence of plays. Seems to have found some things that we'll see if they can continue it. But so far, he's reading the D and reacting with his play calling very well, as Coach Coomber usually does.
That takes us inside of 6 minutes remaining, third quarter. 2nd down and 3 officially. High snap, handoff on, is pushed back. That's going to go for a loss. A surge up the middle.
Yeah, nothing there.
Looks like it came from the second level. Oscar Humelstein Perez, one of Concord's standouts, leading the charge there defensively. Sets up a 3rd and 3.
Well, it'll be interesting if it's a 4th and 1, 4th and 1.5, or even a 4th and 3. Given this situation in the game, whether or not out at the 45-yard line he's going to go for it. But let's see what happens here on 3rd down first, obviously.
They're going to keep 2 backs along with Aubin, both to the right side. 2 receivers right as well. 4-man rush. Aubin rolling right. Service trying to close in. Forces an early throw. It's down the sideline and knocked away, incomplete. Intended for Poe. He was well covered.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. It just didn't. Had good pursuit on Aubin. He never really got comfortable there, Nick, as he rolled out. A lot of pursuit on him.
And then Logan Day of Merrimack.
Yeah.
The defender who got a piece of the football.
Yep, nice coverage there.
4th and 3. Coach Kumba apparently not going to roll the dice here. He sends out the punt unit.
Well, they started to move the ball. The defense was able to hold. The good things are happening for East, but at some point here, you've got to execute. I just think Coach Kumba says, you know what? My defense has been playing well in the end of the second quarter. The whole second quarter, basically, defense played really well, and all of the third quarter, so he's going to trust him here. Probably the right decision.
Team East just 2 for 9 on 3rd down tonight. Magri barely gets that one off. It's another good one. Down the middle, Taliaferro of Bedford to his left.
Great containment.
And he's going to be pushed back at about the 23-yard line.
Well, how about Poe right there? Watch Poe in this play contain. Whoop, here we go again.
Another late flag. We've seen 2 personal fouls already, and a third may be on the way as that flag was thrown well after the play. Been chippy. You can expect that to a degree, but at some point, especially as this game continues to get
if this is
later and later,
if this is the third one,
these penalties get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, you got to almost just get these guys aside and say, look, this is again, we don't know that it is. Looks like they're taking the penalty. Are they waving it off? Let's see what he says. But this is really going to cost
Of course, no
East.
love lost between Bedford and Londonderry. You saw Brutus kind of stand over Taliaferro there. Tackle was made, of course, by Bennett Atkins of Salem, but that Lancer Bulldog
Those rivalries make things exciting.
They met, of course, twice in the championship game in the last 2 years in Division I.
15 yards, first down.
I didn't hear what it was.
No, it's against
15
Team
yards
East.
in East.
Third personal foul of the game and the third personal foul against Team East.
Wow. And that just provided them a...
So that alone, Steve, is 45 yards.
Yeah, it's you've got to contain yourself.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Big Red of
Inside of 5 minutes, third quarter.
Some of this stuff gets built up. You know what I mean? It just gets built up over the season and
over the years.
Over the years, exactly. Some of it goes all the way back to youth football.
1st and 10. Play action. Black rolls right and a tuck and run. Looking to find some room. Back to the middle he goes. Across
Great
midfield,
block.
First down, and now just one man to beat. Inside the 20, sideline at the 10. Touchdown, Team West. Danny Black. A 62-yard scramble to the house, and another flag is thrown late.
This may be a sideline, Nick.
That was the highlight of the night if it stands. Let's see.
I think this might be a sideline penalty, personal foul.
And we see here Black, eyes downfield, able to tuck and run. Great downfield blocking. And there the flag thrown in real time, as you can see.
So this would be
a moment or two before he crosses into the end zone. The flag is back at the 25-yard line.
If this is, in fact, a penalty against East, this will be 60 yards, Nick, if that's the case, and I think it is.
Well, again, Jeff Isabel and his crew, they have been busy. 7 penalties combined in that first half. And a number here more in the third quarter.
During the run, illegal block in the back, offense.
Ooh. So that's a big one. That's 4.
Okay, so 2 penalties on the play, one against Team West and one against Team East. You heard the block in the back against Team West, and then the 4th personal foul of the night against Team East. So they're going to mark this thing back to the East 35-yard line. Then they're going to bring it back inside the 30, inside the 25, all the way to the 20-yard line. So Team West, they don't get the score they wanted. That would have been a 62-yard touchdown run by Danny Black. Instead, they're knocking on the door of the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Going to bunch it up again. Tebow, the fullback behind Black, who was under center. Tight end right side. They go to the tail. And a little shake and bake for Vito Jr., who powers his way down to about the 17-yard line. 3-yard, maybe a 4-yard pickup.
Number 52, Dylan Kim.
Dylan Kim of Wyndham in on the tackle. Pretty generous spot. They give him the 15 in the end and a 5-yard gain officially.
Well, just outside the 15 of Team East.
Team West, another trip inside the red zone. 3rd time they've been inside the 20 tonight. Came away empty, however, their last trip. Handoff to Keen's Wyatt Avery. They've called his number a ton tonight. carry number 8 as he lowers his shoulder down to the 12-yard line. That looks a yard or two shy of a first down. Looks like 3rd down and 2 on the way from just inside the 13-yard line. Clock continuing to move.
Yeah, and if there's a 3-score game, Nick, even though there's a quarter left, it's 15 minutes. So there's obviously there's still time, but they're these
getting later and later.
These penalties, these personal fouls, have really changed the trajectory of the game for East in a way that's taken them away from positions of opportunity to be able to get on the board, and it's becoming a big factor in the game.
Black to his right.
Nice move by
Plants the foot. Gets back down towards the 10. That is close, I think.
Really close.
He may or may not have it.
It really
spawn at the 10, Steve. I think he's got it by a half
Well,
yard.
it really depends on where they've kind of got it set way back. It looks to me like it's a little short, but I'm probably wrong.
You've had a higher success rate over the years.
Well, I'm looking across the field, and it looks to me like it's on the lower end of the 10-yard line. But
yeah, it's 4th and maybe an inch.
They may.
The nose of the football looks pretty close to the 10 from up here.
Yeah, they're going to measure.
Okay, so they'll stop the clock here. 2.5 to go.
Boy, Nick, I'm on the line here, right?
The initial call by the field judge was 4th down. And I don't know if they are going to measure here, Steve. This just may be a timeout.
Yeah,
to let Coach Jones think it over.
Yeah, I personally think that the marker is just on the other side of the 10, and this obviously is about 6 or 8 inches short of the 10.
So West 0 for their first 3 on 4th down, but now facing perhaps the easiest to convert, 4th and literally 1 inch.
I mean, if you look at East, West hasn't scored since 7 minutes left in the first quarter. So let's give East defense a lot of credit with a lot of adversity that they've been able to. I just think they've done a great job. They've both defenses, obviously. West have done terrific all through the game. But
we welcome those of you watching live across the state, across the country, and across the world here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals. Of course, we do this twice a week, every week in the fall.
Can't wait.
Our official kickoff for the Manchester Queen City Jamboree coming your way in late August. All right, 4th down and inches.
Well, we'll be doing the Jamboree over at Central High as well. So tune in for that.
Black under center. Quarterback sneak.
You got the push.
Finds a crack to the right and ends up inside the 10-yard line and a first down for Team West.
Danny, a veteran at that. He knows how to wait for his blockers to get low. And then he gets a little help from behind and drives his leg.
Patterson given credit for another tackle. He's been the high man for Team East.
Yep.
But Team West gets what they want. A fresh set of downs. The ball now inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal coming up. 3rd quarter clock continuing to tick down towards the 2-minute mark. Black again with a loaded backfield. He's under center. Takes the snap. Hands to the second man. It's Wyatt. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle made there by Doyon at the 5-yard line. Wyatt, though, picks up another 4 yards to set up a 2nd and goal at the 5.
Boy, Londonderry, the Lancers very well represented on this defense here from East.
As usual.
As usual.
They have the max amount of players that are allowed per team, which is 5, of course. Final 95 seconds. West looking for a 3-score lead. 2nd down and goal. Black, handoff. Again, it's the keen tailback. And again, he stopped shy of the end zone. Wrestled down at the 2-yard line by Cole McLaughlin. Wyatt Avery has had more carries than any on either team so far. Wow. He's looking for a touchdown, though. Not going to get there from McLaughlin.
Cole was a tremendous guy to watch for Portsmouth this year. I saw him play injured. You know, he get banged up in a game. He just keeps on coming.
Special two-way player.
Great spirit inside.
For Coach Pafford, he will be missed.
Yes, he will.
Final minute, 3rd quarter. We got a 3rd and 3. We saw Jack Service score from 4 yards out in the first quarter. This time he's going to throw, and it's intercepted by Doyon. No, incomplete.
Wow.
Doyon got the interior position, had it in his hands, but could not reel it in on his way to the ground.
I think you're going to see it was deflected here.
Number 11, Kyle Ashley, incomplete.
Little trickery down by the goal line.
Yeah,
it almost costs Team West.
A little bit of a tomahawk chop there. He was, so watch this. A little bit of tomahawk chop that's why he wasn't able to hold on. I think you're going to see it here if we get a good shot. There it is. Now watch him come down. See, tomahawked it down. That's Sheridan.
Intended for Sheridan.
Yep. No. Yep. And
incomplete.
Sheridan.
Ultimately. It's going to set up a 4th down and 3, and now a timeout.
Sheridan knocked the interception away.
Team West wants to talk it over. Coach Jones.
What do you do here, Nick?
Think it over.
What do you do?
That's my job to ask you, isn't it?
I think I go for it. Yep. I think I put Jack Service over on the left-hand side.
Well, here's the other side of that coin. You've got a very good kicker in Davis Glodgett, who has not missed an extra point.
I didn't say it'd be the smartest thing to do. I would put Jack Service.
Certainly has plenty of range. Hit a 46-yard field goal for Keene earlier this year.
I'd double down, kick
Steve,
out.
Steve, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, any score makes it a 3-score difference on the board.
Yeah, I'd double down on the tackle. I'd kick out the end, and I'd put Service right against the linebacker in the push it over the line. My guess is he's going to use the leg, but it doesn't look that now.
Oh, I see the kicker.
Is he there?
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Davis Glodgett, number 20 in white, is one of the 11 on the field right now for Team West.
Yeah, game strategy, it's the right thing to do, Nick. I'm just saying it's awful hard not to punch it in.
I know.
But now you're in a situation, you're going to the fourth quarter and you're 3 scores, ahead. That's awful hard to give up. So
this will be officially a 19-yarder. The holder is Garen Brown of Merrimack. The kick from Glodgett is right down the middle.
Yeah, good decision by Coach Jones.
Plays it conservative, and it pays off. They get the 3 points, and it's a 3-score game.
But there's conservative one way, but there's conservative knowing, having an idea, getting those points on the board, change the whole picture of the game of what East literally has to do to come back. And, it makes it real. It increases the percentage if you win huge by grabbing those 3 points. Hey, you brought that kicker. You brought that team. They've been working for 2 weeks as well.
Right.
Let them check in.
Special teams has checked in, Steve, in a big way for Team West. We just saw the field goal. We saw, the botch punt by Team East. And, of course, the defense scored on a scoop-in score for Harris Jones back in the first quarter. So a combination of short field, turnovers, and a pretty good kicker has made this now a 3-score game. It's 17-0.
So in essentially almost, 3 quarters here. I'm sorry, 2.5 quarters, really. They've allowed 3 points, a field goal. So Team East is putting on a good effort here, putting on a good show here on defense, obviously as West, who's let no points. So
Squibb. McGinnis fakes to Poe, keeps it himself, goes along the far sideline and makes his way across the 30.
Nice return.
Lowers the shoulder at the 32, and that'll be where the play ends. Final 32 seconds here, third quarter.
Poe likes to hit. Don't let his size fool you. This guy brings it. Watch him. Yeah, good job. Boy, it's chippy out there. You see a lot of guys throwing the legs down. And
we've seen 4 personal fouls.
Yeah.
All against Team East.
That play taking the ball up to the 31
and these players, they know the history. Right? Team West has gotten the better of this matchup, leading the all-time series 8-3, and they've won the last 3. They played with the lead.
But, Nick,
throughout the game so far,
let's be
here
clear
in 24
about
as well.
West. West took advantage of a special teams play for 7 points, run back in the end zone, and then a fumble way down in their end. So and then East has committed 60 yards worth of personal fouls. You put all that stuff together. That's why you've got a 17-0 lead here. So take nothing away from West. They've capitalized on every opportunity and they played really disciplined football.
That's going to be the final play of the third quarter. 17-0 West. 15 minutes remain. Is it enough time for East to make a comeback? Or does Team West win their fourth in a row? The conclusion on the other side. You are watching the 2024 CHaD East-West High School Football All-Star Game. Right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. Presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Or visit chadkids.org.
Fourth quarter here in Manchester. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals with you from Grapponi Stadium on the hilltop, St. Anselm College, for the 2024 CHaD East-West New Hampshire High School All-Star Game. It's been Team West so far with the advantage through three quarters, and they're going to start the fourth quarter with another big play on defense. Jack service untouched off that edge. It's a 4-yard loss. As there was no chance that time.
No, sir.
For the quarterback, who was wrestled down immediately. Three different guys have taken the snap tonight for Team East, including the quarterback in the huddle right now, Nolan Lumley of Salem. Third down and 14. West with a 17-0 lead. They scored 2 touchdowns in the first 5 minutes of the game. 14-0 our score at halftime, and then the final minute, a 19-yard field goal on a 4th and short from Davis Glodgett. Makes it a 3-score game, and that is where we are now with a minute gone by in this fourth quarter. Third down and long. Lumley in trouble, steps up, gets it off. Flag on the play. Knocked away, incomplete, but again, more laundry on the field, this time thrown in the backfield. And it's going to be a hold against Team East. I'd imagine this will be declined.
Yeah, I think that was against 71.
We have penalty flags on the field.
Ty Miles on Sheridan. Boy, you talk about two studs going at it on offense and defense there. That's as good as it gets in the Division I football
That was
arena.
a fun matchup to watch back in November in the championship round. Really the last 2 years.
Sheridan's got great moves as a defensive end. Be very interested if he winds up there at the college level.
4th and 14, the penalty was declined.
As well as a lethal, as we discussed earlier, lethal defender in lacrosse as well.
Number 8, Dominic Tagliaferro, the deep man.
Here's the punt. Magri's been busy tonight. Tagliaferro ranging right, makes the catch on the move, makes his way to midfield.
He's so athletic.
Another flag.
And Tagliaferro
With the yellows, laundry's getting awful busy out there.
Yep. This one is back near midfield. Against 7 officials, Steve. In high school, we see 5.
Yep.
NCAA, of course, we see 7.
Well, we saw 4 sometimes as well.
Sometimes 4, right?
Yep.
But no more than 5.
No more than 5.
7, of course, the amount of officials for an NCAA game. And this is designed to have an NCAA field, this game, of course, with the 15-minute quarters, Of course, we're here on the hilltop, the home of the St. Anselm Hawks.
Was it Salem-Wyndham? There was 4 refs at that game. Remember? Down at Salem. Yeah, I think there was 4 refs in that game. Well,
but typically it's 5.
Absolutely. Yep. Most of the time.
All right, this one is against.
Penalty factored in.
That's a lot to cover for 4.
Receiving team, so they're going to back up Team West to their own 35-yard line. They give the keys back over to McDonough, who's played well tonight.
Yep.
Playing in his final football game on his way to the University of Virginia, where he won't play. We're looking forward to study and enjoy life as a college student down at UVA. Meanwhile, this one forced out of bounds.
That was number 5,
Connor McFarland, who was busy in that first half with 2 long catches, had 71 yards. To his credit at halftime, they give him a direct handoff here, which results in the end in a 6-yard gain officially to set up a 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, that's Connor Travis there on, what a terrific defensive play. He's a good-looking ball player. That defense at Pelham was lethal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's playing corner on this side, and boy, I just watched him fight off that block and contain at the same time.
They roll out McDonough, and this one dropped. Incomplete, trying to find Trinity's Devon Ellis, who's had a standout game on the defensive side. 1 catch to his credit on offense, but could not reel that one in. 3rd and 4 coming up. 1.5 minutes off the clock here in the 4th.
Yeah, there was something on that route that just wasn't timed right. McDonough on a full stride rollout here. Looked to me like a catchable ball.
Yep. Devon Ellis usually sure-handed.
Yeah. Had his hands on the outside.
3rd and 4. Ball at the West 41-yard line. East needs a stop. They bring extra pressure, and there's the sack.
That's a great call, defensive call right there. I would do that.
That's Aiden Lynch of Pelham. You just mentioned that Pelham defense.
The Pelham defense was fierce. You watch them. I think they could have competed very well even at Division I without any trouble. It's a depth issue. It's the numbers and depth issue that would hold them back. But as far as the guys that were the starters on the field last year, they're as good as anybody.
That's Tom Bababian, 25 years, on the job, retired, following another championship run. That team has won 41 in a row. John Trisciani Sr. set to take over as the next head coach. No pressure.
Yeah. Well, you lost 11 seniors. The team's going to new coach and new system, I'm sure. And, but Pelham feeder program just keeps feeding tough athletes. Yeah. John's very big on conditioning, weightlifting. Had a discussion with him today. It was great to talk to him about.
Seems like a great fit.
Yeah, to me it seems like a great fit too. Then you've got as an athletic director, you've got Jason Huff. Does it get any better than that from a
Justin?
Justin. I'm sorry, Justin. Sorry, Justin. Justin Huft. He's a big football guy, and you're going to have that support you need, and so.
Of course, he's got a ring on his finger.
Oh yeah,
from back in 2015.
Well, he had a dynamic team. He had a dynamic team, but he coached that team in a dynamic way, and he had a great assistant staff as well. I think Justin would tell you that.
Here's Aiden Thomas on a quarterback option. Cuts upfield to the 45-yard line for a gain of 5.
I had multiple games at Trinity during the practice at the beginning of the season where I was doing the sticks on the other sideline, and Justin Huff was walking by. And I got a chance to see Justin Huff in action. And let me tell you, what a cerebral, smart, deep football coach as far as knowledge is concerned. And he's just got a great instinct for the game. So
here's Thomas. Pitch and a big hit.
I think John will continue that high discipline approach.
It's Vito with the stick. He's been busy. No chance there for Jake Shenna. It's a loss. And now a 3rd down and 7.
Jake Shenna, another name that just comes back and just such an important part of that Lancer team.
Yeah, he was the home run hitter for that club.
Yeah.
The speedster. You can almost count on him breaking some kind of a big play at some point in the game.
Yep, I agree.
And a big part of the program over the last couple of years under Coach Lozon.
Yep.
3rd and 6 officially. Nearly 4 minutes in, fourth quarter. Thomas back to the air, and this one not timed correctly. Thrown out of bounds, incomplete. And it's 4th down.
Number 1 intended for number 18, Hunter Truman. That pass was incomplete.
Hunter Truman of Spalding, the only receiver in the area. So again, Coach Kumba with the ball in his own territory, going to punt the football in a 3-score game. Taliaferro. He's been the lone punt returner for Team West tonight. He's handled those duties exclusively. He's inside his own 20. Another bad snap, and we got a block punt. It's picked up, and special teams is going to check in yet again for Team West. CHaD Cloutier of Milford. Scoop and score number 2. And it's 23-0 in favor of West.
Wow. Yeah, this things are just kind of falling apart here. I mean, you just if Team West is just continually getting too much time of possession with the ball, and then on a special team situation, two times, Nick, 2 runbacks on fumbles on kickoffs. You can win with special teams and you can lose with special teams, and both on bad snaps. So.
Blocking the punt, number 12, Ethan Sineska. On to try
Yeah,
for
the
point after.
quarterback
Davis Glodgett,
shotgun
20.
snap has been really a problem tonight for both teams.
And it's come in waves. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, everything seems to be fine, then it comes in waves. You wonder what's causing that. But
there's the extra point try.
It's good. Yep.
Kick by Glodgett.
It was low. It was a line drive, but it's up and through.
11 minutes and 6
3 for 3.
in the fourth quarter. It is
Is Glodgett.
Team West,
And it's now 24-0.
Team East 0. And by the way, that is
So 2 defensive scores tonight.
touchdown run
Defensive slash special teams, I should say. But again, the punt game has been a problem for Team East. And another bad snap leads to a block kick, block punt. So we get another look at the recovery. There's the block. There's the scoop. And nobody close as Cloutier takes it to the house.
He'll remember that.
Yeah, it's been all Team West tonight.
Those are big plays right there.
24-0. Looking for a victory for the 4th time in a row. And the 9th time all-time in this series heads up against Team East. Well, folks, not seeking the exits just yet. Still technically a 3-score game with 11 minutes to go. They fake the reverse, and looking for room to the near side is DeGulio of Timberlane. He's held his own tonight, and he gets off a pretty good return here, a little shy of the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 coming up.
Yeah, he was fun to watch this year. Fun to watch the last 2 years, really. A big factor in with the Timberlane Owls as a junior, and then obviously coming in as a senior, same situation there. Talented ball player, as we talked earlier, plays with a lot of emotion. But to me, this game, Nick, is about mistake-free football. And mistakes don't just happen from technical errors. They can happen from, not being able to maintain your composure in situations. And it's frustrating. I mean, there's a
East on the wrong side of both the turnover and the penalty battle.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Aubin on 1st down scrambles his way back to the line of scrimmage, but no further. Tebow in there on the stop. Getting action, the former Pioneer on both sides tonight.
Is that? We got Tom King down below there. I didn't see him. Oh, there he is. I see Joe. I see Joe Marshallina from.
It wouldn't be a real game without those two down there.
No. Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground together.
I'm sure the 3rd Musketeer, Roger Brown.
I've been looking. I haven't seen him. I was going to see if he could come up at halftime, but.
Our friend Pete Terrier is over 2 hour left. It's
the Hampshire Sports page.
A little bit of a who's who media-wise as expected.
Yeah, I saw
Coach Bellevue, another old colleague.
Is he maybe he changed spots. I don't know, but I agree. I saw him earlier.
This one is tipped and incomplete. Again, nearly intercepted. Will Patnode of Goffstown got both hands on it.
Intended for Jaden Navarro, number 4.
Looks like a third down coming up. Intended target was Navarro.
Patnode, number 13.
Just has not been Team East night. They
No.
never really got on track tonight, Steve. To answer your question, there's our friend Roger Brown.
There he is over there.
The founder of the New Hampshire Football Report and member of that staff over at the Union Leader. In fact, we'll see if we can
track him down.
Get Roger over here for a quick word.
Penalty flag on the field.
Meanwhile, another penalty flag. As this game seemingly has gotten chippier and more penalty riddled as we have gone on here. We mentioned the 4 personal fouls all against Team East, but Team West has had their fair share of flags as well. You add it all up, and Jeff Isabel, our referee, has been busy. Bottom of the 8 o'clock hour here on the East Coast. Nick Anastas, Steve Beals, and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire family with you.
Dead ball. Personal foul. East, number 26. Number 26 has been disqualified.
They're going to show Brady McGinnis the door. The former Dover standout has been ejected after committing Team East's 5th personal foul tonight. That draws a few boos from this crowd. And they're going to march the football back inside the 15-yard line. Spotted at the 14. So all in all, 5 personal fouls tonight against Team East for a grand total of 75 penalty yards.
And we have third down, the ball with the result.
So McGinnis disqualified
On the 14-yard
with 10 minutes even remaining in this fourth quarter.
3rd and 24.
Meanwhile, 3rd down and 24, a daunting down and distance for Team East. Here come the Dogs. Aubin escapes pressure, throws down the middle, has a man. It's caught by his teammate from Dover. That's Carberry, his second grab. A valiant effort as he spins his way across the 35-yard line and is about 4 yards shy in the end. So 4th down and 4 gives Coach Kumba at least something to think about here.
Well, Roger is tied up on the computer doing the game and
doing his job.
Doing a Red Sox game as well. So
Okay.
he's multitasking and claims, as I do, hard enough time focusing on one thing, never mind two. But would have loved to have come on. But
when Roger says no, it's legit.
It's serious business.
It's legit.
We always enjoy having him on. So
all right, we'll catch up
he'll be
with
with us in
Roger,
spirit anyway.
I'm sure, sooner than you think. Meanwhile, direct snap. It's a fake punt.
Yeah, if you ever want to find out a lot
Aubin's
of,
got it. I mean, they're finally going to blow it dead.
Roger
somewhere
is-
around the 42-yard line. So a 4th down conversion for East keeps the offense on the
I was
field.
just going to say, Roger's a tremendous New Hampshire Football Report. Folks, go online, check it out, be a subscriber. He's an absolute resource of football information. He gets a lot of information early. He has a lot of trust with a lot of programs around the state. And, boy, he's been a great resource for us. We love having him coming on, a guest on our Thursday night pregame show during the football season, Friday Night Lights Gridiron show, and
FNL Gridiron.
FNL Gridiron.
Every Thursday
Get it
night.
right, Steve, right, Nick?
During the football season. 1st and 10, Aubin in a reverse direction.
Ooh.
Got a little running room. Now does throw on the move, but it's incomplete.
It's getting physical out there. That was quite a battle going on there.
I don't know if you saw it or not, Steve, but we a few minutes ago saw the 5th personal foul against Team East.
I did not say I was talking to Roger. You're kidding. Nope. And what was that about?
Well, hard to see.
Yeah, it is.
What goes on in the pile down there, but that's been a consistent
Yeah.
theme tonight. And it's impacted this game big time.
Yep, that's a tough thing to overcome with that amount of yardage against you at critical times. So
2nd and 10. And again, a 4-receiver set. That's been the go-to formation tonight for Team East.
Oh,
big hit.
Boy,
Service was there first, and then Nick Young of Manchester Memorial joined the party.
Yeah, you're going to see, it was at 19, or who was that? Somebody saved him from taking a direct hit here. Number 19, DeJulio. Watch what happens if DeJulio is not there for the glance. See that? He glances his shoulder and doesn't give Sheridan full control. And, of course, that man coming on your blind side is
at full speed.
At full speed is,
scary.
Scary is right.
3rd and 17. Well, we saw Team East pick up a ton of yards on 3rd and 24 a moment ago. Looking for a similar effort here on 3rd and 17. We're midway through the 4th quarter. 24-0 is the West lead. Again, 2 receivers each side, 1 running back against a 4-man front. Clean snap. Auburn throws quickly, and it's incomplete. Trying to find Carberry over the middle.
Wow.
A lot of contact, but it's clean in the end.
It looked bang to me, Nick. That was just a good defensive play there by number 31.
Jonathan Torres of Nashua North.
Yep. Yeah, I remember him during the season. Mm-hmm. Yep. These guys are.
Well, North perennially on the short list of contenders.
Yep.
In Division I.
Winning the championship 3 years ago.
Back in 2020.
Yep. Well, 4 years ago. That's right. Yeah, now. Well, no. 3 seasons ago. Going on 4 years ago.
Of course, that was under then head coach Dante Lorendi.
Yeah.
We got a timeout. And this one is going to be talked over as Coach Kumba and his staff try to dig deep into the playbook here on 4th down and 17.
They beat a very, very good Goffstown team that year as well.
Yes, they did.
And
very well coached.
Very fun game to call. We were up there in the second level in Bedford. Yep. Beautiful afternoon, as I recall. And, I was expecting that game to go to the wire, and the horses came out of the barn there for Nashua North, and they
a lot of plays on special teams, similar to tonight.
Yes, yeah. So nice to see Dante get that championship. I'm sure he cherishes that today, as all of his players do today, I'm sure. And Harris, remember, what a player.
Harris Lopez,
what a player.
Went on to play at Sacred Heart.
Yep.
There's a good shot of the crowd.
I thought he was going to Holy Cross, but he ended up.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Yeah, I thought he went to Holy
Cross. One or the
Cross.
other.
Yeah.
The names, they get blurred after a while.
Yes.
Just saw a pretty good shot of the crowd here. It was even larger earlier.
Yes, it was.
As you can imagine, before the sun started to set.
The last score, I saw some files out.
4th and long out of the timeout. This one batted away, incomplete.
Yeah, the defense.
That's a good close there by Taliaferro. He's upset that he didn't pick it, but either way, West will have the football with 7:10 to go here in the 4th quarter.
I saw him take such a hit in the championship game, kind of right in the liver area, right in the backside there, the side of his body. And he went down on the ground, and he was in excruciating pain. And he fought his way up so he wouldn't have to come out of the game, and he stayed in. And I said, boy, that's a game individual right there. He, a receiver's got to be tough. And when you run a lot of cross pattern stuff, you're going to take it. And
sometimes receivers get bad raps.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's a lot of steel underneath a lot of these guys.
Certainly is with Taliaferro.
Certainly Taliaferro on that list. Meanwhile, up the middle on 1st and 10, that'll get the clock going. Cloutier, who scored on special teams, the fumble recovery. Going to get pretty good carry there. No nonsense downhill for 6 yards officially to set up a 2nd down and 4. The Team West, they have...
Is that our friend from Seacoast Online down there with a clipboard down by the sidelines? I think that might be him.
Oh, it's Brandon Brown.
Brandon, yeah. He's what a terrific reporter.
Good spin.
And keeping the football.
But losing yards in the end is McFarland, who had the 2 big catches in the first half. Walcott with the stop, and now 3rd down and 7.
Yep.
As the clock continues to tick down towards 6 minutes. Coming up after the game, we'll go live down to the field for the Bo Dixon MVP Award and a presentation as well with Nick Valis and some of the staff set to speak. Of course, stats, highlights, and analysis as well. That's all coming up after the game. Meanwhile, McFarland breaks loose. There's a flag on the play. He's down by the 6-yard line before he's finally dragged down by Tyler Walcott.
Pretty sure he's coming back. Looked like a hold on the off tackle area right there. I think you'll see on the replay.
Making the tackle. We have penalty flags on the field.
Yeah, holding. Watch right there. Watch. He's wrapped on too tight and grabbing and clutching and pulling, and that's a good call by the official. As soon as they see the tug, if they pull away, you got to let them go. So if you tug them and it's right at the point of attack, they're going to call that almost every time.
In the end, they'll spot the ball at the 36-yard line.
With the spot of the foul being
3rd and 11.
26-yard line, the ball gets backed up to the 36-yard line. 3rd down and 11 for the Big Red.
Again, 4 receivers set. Danny Black has played in all 4 quarters of this one.
Yep.
A roll to his right. Eyes downfield for the 2-time state champ. Tiptoes his way back to the line of scrimmage before he's escorted out of bounds by Jackson Rupp of Spalding.
Yeah, his speed since a sophomore, Nick. We saw it in the championship game. We saw it throughout the season. Danny just when he runs out to the edge like that, watch him. He lulls you into coming inside, and then boom, he adds on that extra gear. And he does play around with a sideline very tight. Will kind of and then turn up field and then go outside. Nick, he got involved in a couple. Remember, there was a couple flags on the play there in the championship game that were kind of interesting. That he's just such a gifted runner on the outside. He's
Look at this,
difficult
Steve.
to bring down. Yes,
they're going to attempt a deep one. This one from 54 yards out for Glodgett. And you can hear the buzz in the crowd here.
You don't see this every day.
This one is
tipped.
blocked. Yep,
It's blocked.
It's going to take a drop at the 5-yard line before it's scooped up on the bounce. Pretty good return here across the 20.
Very good return.
And up to the 26-yard line. Well, that's the thing. You got to keep it low the deeper you go.
Yeah, absolutely.
And somebody got a piece of it there for Team East. So
well,
it stays 24-0 with just outside of 5 minutes to go.
That came out really low. So I don't know. That you don't see that every day in high school football, that's for sure. A 52
54.
54.
I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest.
Gave him an opportunity to get out there.
54-yard attempt?
Well, he gave him an opportunity to get out there and make a kick. Yeah, that went right in the back of his lineman. Yeah. That's.
Think about it. I don't think I've seen that in a high school game. A 54-yard attempt. That's deep for the NFL.
Maybe down in a indoor facility in Texas or something. You might have seen it with fans going behind him. But no, I haven't, Nick. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen much outside of 40 attempted in years.
Right.
Yeah. You know, and the time that you see them is if that's the only way that they can either tie it up or win the game.
Well, Team East, they would like to get on the board.
They sure would.
After managing only 10 points a year ago.
Nice cutback by DeGiulio.
DeGiulio up to the 30, still scrapping.
Yep, he got 6 yards or 5 yards.
Forward progress will spot it at the 30-yard line. But Steve, Team East has had
they've had their chances.
Not just tonight, but over the last couple of years. If they are indeed shut out tonight, it'll be the second time in 3 years.
That's right. 2 years ago, right?
2 years ago, the West won 26-0. Last year, they only managed 10 points, despite the game going into overtime. And back in 2021, the final score was 29-6.
Yeah.
So all in all, You're talking 16 total points in the last 4 games. This one is intercepted. Picked off in a good return by Logan Day of Merrimack.
Yeah,
making
like
the
to have that one
Tomahawks
back.
fans proud as he returns it all the way down to the east.
Yeah, a little bit of a
31-yard line.
little bit of a telegraph pass, Nick. You could see the defensive back reading his eyes, and he just took too long to throw it. He stepped forward, long wind up. It's just too much time. Yeah, and then of course the guy was in his face.
Great jump though.
Great jump on the ball, but give credit where credit's due there.
So the town of Merrimack celebrating after that pick by Day.
Yeah.
3rd turnover for Team East tonight. And we're left now with just over 4 minutes to go in this 4th quarter. How much more gas does Team West want to throw on the fire? They're going to put Black under center on 1st and 10. They hand it to Avery Wyatt. He runs right side. He's inside the 30, and he's got about 3 yards in the end.
Yeah, Team West doesn't look like they're looking to slow it down any. They're looking to
tackle made by Isaac Beam of Exeter.
Yep.
Well, they're certainly going to run the clock.
Yep.
Burn Coach Jones is going to see it go under 4 minutes now. And again, Coach Jones, can't say it enough, 20 years as the head coach of Milford, multiple championships, announced his retirement shortly after the 23 season.
Yep.
And perhaps, at least apparently, it looks like tonight is it for Coach Jones. His son earlier, Harris Jones, had a scoop and score early in the game that put West up at the time 14-0.
20 years is a career, Nick. I mean, that's a long time to be coming back every fall.
So my guess time to be doing anything.
Anything. Yeah, that's my point. It's a career.
Right.
But I would imagine, knowing Coach Jones, that when all of a sudden August comes and you can start to smell that fall in the air, he's going to obviously be able to do some things he hasn't been able to do, but at the same time, that scent's going to get to him, and it's going to be bittersweet for sure for him, I'm sure.
Yep.
But congratulations to a tremendous career by Coach Jones. Terrific guy. If you ever talk to the players that play for him, you'll know why he was there for 20 years and why kids loved him so much, and why his staff loved and supported him so much. So congratulations to him and best of luck.
One of our favorite interviews as well.
Oh, absolute riot. All the coaches were out back in some place. Looked like some
establishment,
Adirondack establishment in the Adirondacks or something, And
meanwhile, Beam another tackle.
He's just a fun guy.
Yes, he will be missed. And by the way, speaking of will be missed, longtime former Newport head coach Bob Underhill passed away.
I heard that
a couple of weeks back. He coached there for decades, 5 championships, touched a lot of people. My father played for him and speaks very fondly of him. Part of that 73 championship team.
Wow.
So rest in peace to Coach Underhill. He will be missed.
Now, what did Mr. A play for a position?
Depends on the year. He played tight end junior year on that championship team, and then he moved to quarterback his senior year.
Wow.
So
I understand you played a little quarterback as well in your younger years.
Well, they threw me in the fire.
Yeah, well.
For sure. Meanwhile, on a sneak, 4th and 10. And this is well short. They're going to turn it over on downs here with just 1:31 remaining on the clock. All right, coming up, as soon as this one is final, we'll bring you some coverage. I'm curious to see who the Bo Dixon MVP award will go to, Steve. Your thoughts? There's a number of different candidates, I'm sure, deserving tonight, particularly from Team West.
Are you asking me who I choose, or are you asking me
right now?
Jack Service.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at the key times in the game, Jack Service made so much of a difference. I think Danny Black could be a contender for a lot of running and not making mistakes, along with Mike McDonough. I think both quarterbacks did a terrific job.
Turnover-free tonight.
Turnover-free and managing the game, so they would be candidates. But when I look at both sides of the football field, I just see there's some big tackles Jack was in.
His Trinity teammate Devon Ellis, who's going to get an interception here if he can hang on, but he's out of bounds. Boy, right on cue. Ellis left his feet. He landed hard on his back, and it's ruled incomplete, out of bounds. 2nd down and 10, and you can see Ellis a little ginger as he makes his way over.
Understandably so. But, I would say those three guys, I think, as you go on down the line, I just think the defensive backfield play has been fantastic. But that's been by committee, very spread out, very balanced. So I don't know how you pick one guy.
Right.
Certainly as a unit, they were stellar performance tonight. Sheridan's played solid against very difficult opponents, by the way, and played very solid. But if I had to choose by a very narrow margin, I would say Jack Service because of his factoring in on all phases of the game.
Slant, third catch for Carberry. Lowers the right shoulder, and he's got the first down by a yard or so. Thomas is back in at the quarterback spot. Tackle there for Team West made by Caleb Francor of Milford. Speaking of Milford, both the special teams touchdown and the defensive touchdown scored by a Milford player tonight. Harris Jones.
Yep.
And then Cade Cloutier.
Yep.
And we just saw Francor check into the game with his first tackle. That's going to bring us just about to the final minute here. Fourth quarter, Team West hoping to preserve the shutout. Team East hoping to avoid it.
That's just a terrific move.
There's the throw, and there's the catch.
Let me tell you something.
That's Nolan Lumley on the receiving end. The quarterback lining up at wideout makes his first grab.
You want to see a quarterback cool in the pocket. This is really good. Is this Brown? Watch this move. Watch inside, reads the block, steps up. That's just terrific quarterback mechanics right there. What a great job.
45 seconds. Quick snap. 1st and 10. Thomas with time down the middle. There's the catch.
Boy.
And it's Hunter Truman able to turn his back towards the defense to haul that one in at the 15-yard line. So Team East coming alive here in the final minute. Will they run out of time? Is the question. The clock is frozen for the moment. Now it's ticking again inside of 35 seconds. Ball at the 15-yard line. Thomas has got the troops ready to go. 4 receivers set, looks left, flag on the play, and this one is blown dead.
It's a motion.
A pre-snap penalty
Usually
here.
a false start.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to back it up 5 yards. And Coach Kumba is left with 26 seconds to go in the game.
Yeah, just the same pattern over and over. They start moving the ball, and then a penalty flag comes in of some type. In this case, somebody moved.
Thank you, Mr. Cavallari, for your extremely kind gesture tonight, donating your prize money to CHaD.
Wow.
And we just heard word that the 50-50 winner in the crowd here at Grapponi Stadium is going to donate the winnings to the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. Certainly fits in to the spirit of this whole thing
Absolutely,
tonight.
Nick. Well said. I was at a golf tournament a couple weeks ago with my son, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation was one of the charities at one of the holes. And what the world have we got here? Ring around the rosy.
Yep. That gets a jeer from the crowd. There's a toss to Lumley. His eyes are downfield, and he throws it out of bounds on his way to the ground. Wrapped up, spun down by J.J. Bright.
Well, I guess the ring around the rosy.
First up,
Oh, there we go.
the Bo Dixon Most Valuable Player Award. Please welcome the founder of this great game, Nick Bayless, as he presents the Bo Dixon Most Valuable Player Award. Nick is joined on the field
By Dr. Keith Loud, who you heard him at the start of this game, the physician-in-chief of Dartmouth.
All right, we apologize for the brief technical difficulties. We're back live, and we're going to send it right down to the field for the presentation of the Bo Dixon Most Valuable Player Award.
Bo Dixon Most Valuable Player from the Big Red of Team West, number 11, representing the Rutland Tigers, Kyle Ashley. In addition to the trophy, Kyle will also take home a $500 book award, courtesy of the Joe Buchanan, New Hampshire chapter of the National Football Foundation. I'd like to offer our congratulations to number 11 of the Big Red Team West, Kyle Ashley.
All right, folks.
I had the right number.
According to the roster we had, Jack Service of Trinity was number 11. However, Kyle Ashley of Newport was just handed the Bo Dixon MVP trophy.
Who is number 11? So
we're not quite sure.
Yeah, not quite sure, but
what just happened. But with the real
whoever number 11
the real
was
number
who
11,
I chose. So
please stand up. But either way,
whoever number 11 is who I said deserves
and there's the team trophy.
And there's the team trophy.
And there's Coach Jones appropriately in what may be his final game, holding it up. Champions for the second time under his watch, as he, of course, had the honors in the game's inception back in 2012.
Yep.
Going to hand it there to one of the several children touched by everyone's efforts here tonight. So a classy job there, and a job well done for
This
Coach
is why
Jones.
they do it. Yep. Coach puts a little bit of looks like a little bit of soda in the cup, and one of the patients is going to that's been a recipient of the wonderful things that CHaD has done through raising this money is going to take a sip out of the cup. So he looks elated.
Well, congratulations to Team West, and as you said earlier, Steve, it's really about what's going on down there on the field in real time. It's about the children at the Children's Hospital at Dartmouth, all the fine people at CHaD, and all the players as well who participated all year long to raise funds. $285,000 this year alone raised by the players, another successful endeavor, spearheaded, of course, by the game's founder, Nick Bayless, who was gracious enough to speak with us at halftime.
And
Steve?
Yeah, sorry.
I was about to set the floor. Your final thoughts on not just the spirit around the event, but the game itself tonight. Take it wherever you want.
Well, I just think that some of the individual play of players on East deserve mention, and the cornerback and defensive backfield play. Remember now, of that 24 points, Nick, only, I believe, 7 points, I could be wrong on that, was scored on any kind of a sustained drive, if you will. And they had some stops down in the end zone, too, which were – so, defensively it was just – but offensively it was just never was really able to sustain anything to get off the ground, to get on the board. And I think that lends itself to a tremendously disciplined defense that West had. And let's face it, difficult to have a couple weeks to get a team prepared, and especially everybody knows offense takes 4 weeks for every 1 week of defensive time to get developed. And I thought Danny Black and Michael McDonough did a terrific job of managing the game, taking what Coach Jones and his staff wanted to happen out in the field, knew they had a terrific defense, and they were able to play mistake-free football, and that was, as we talked about, one of the major keys that goes into these games is don't give the game away. Don't give your opponent anything that they don't earn. And I think that's why West is on top today. So congratulations to each and every one of these football players. You know, you want to win. You want to win. But every one of these players out here are a winner. And whether they won the game or lost. And these guys, through this experience, are going to become better men. And most importantly, their efforts have changed and will continue to change many lives by continuing this tradition. So congratulations to all the coaches. Think about this. These coaches for charity just come out here and do this every single year. And look at the amount of coaches that participate. And I think it lends itself to what we talk about on Friday Night Lights all the time, that New Hampshire is blessed with a tremendous staff of coaches throughout the state. And our young men are the recipients of that.
Yeah, well said. Well, a few people to thank. We'll start with Nick Valis, founder of this great game, CEO of the Bedford Ambulatory Surgical Centers. Another job well done by him and his staff. And that includes, of course, the great folks over at Children's Hospital at Dartmouth. Olive, Ashley, Gavin, all great in the weeks
Gavin
leading up to this. Gavin was
great guy.
Very helpful today in particular. Of course, the staff here at St. Anselm, including my old friends Mitch and Griff, working the stats, keeping us in line.
You spent a little time here yourself at St. A's doing a lot of broadcasting.
I certainly
right?
have. My old friend Gary upstairs doing a great job on PA. Of course, our friends and colleagues in the media always helping one another out, and that includes Tom King of the Nashua Telegraph and ETV, Joe Marshallena of NHHighSchoolSports.com, Roger Brown, the very busy Roger Brown of the New Hampshire Football Report, and the New Hampshire Union leader, Brandon Brown of the Seacoast Media Group, Pete Terrier.
Dave Haley.
And Dave Haley of the New Hampshire Sports Page. Big family here in the Granite State. Good to see everybody yet again. For our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire crew, that includes the hardworking Kristen Beals, next door to us up here handling the aerial view.
Great job.
And our two men in the trench, Matt Beals and John Barron, spearheading the setup.
John was here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, what are you doing there at 2 o'clock? I like to get here early, get everything working. So
that's what we like.
Terrific job,
hear.
John.
For
and
sure.
Matt and Kristen.
Steve Beals.
How about our boy back at the studio?
Back in the Sadio. Well, I'll get to
You get
him.
there, yeah.
I saved the best for last.
All right.
And that, of course, is our director, the man behind the curtain, Ben Beals, the wizard of replay. My name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time. West 24, East nothing. This has been a presentation of the 2024 CHaD East-West High School Football All-Star Game, presented by the Bedford Ambulatory Surgical Centers, right here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, presented by Beals Insurance.